All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the TPJ Invitational. This is week 2 of the Pro League. Um, Me and my guest Dienzio are here. Welcome, Zio. I think a lot of people know you from your various competitive teams and YouTube. Excited to be here. Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh, Exciting thing we have here. We have starting. He's gonna play jungle today. He's gonna be versing Lebmont all day today. Jumping over, taking a quick look at the matches here. That's not the matches. Let's get a quick update real quick. Um, Also not the matches. Um, okay. I believe this is correct. Okay. So we talked about the jungle a little bit. We've only got two jungles here today. Um, it, Zio is mic muted on stream. Oh, you know why? Because I don't have your. Okay, sorry. We're doing a little extra stuff here today. With. Hello. Okay. So now we should be able to hear you. Hello. Okay. Oh no, sorry, I'm actually just the worst. Okay, we're good to go now for sure. Okay, welcome Zio to
Okay.
week 2. Yeah, you're online now.
All right,
Okay.
there we go. There we go.
All right, cool. So we talked before we were working with technical difficulties.
Hmm.
Talked about the jungle. Um,
Yeah.
Before the cast, actually, me and you were talking a little bit about the ADC champs you kind of expect to pick. You yourself are an ADC player. Want to
Yeah.
go over a little bit what you think we're gonna see here in the bot lane?
Okay, so we got Jxcki, Old School, and Gume going against each other in these three games. All three of them are very good ADC players, and I do believe that there's a high chance we might see ADCs in every single one of these games, which will be cool because then we don't need to just sit down and watch uh, APCs farming the mid lane.
Yeah.
And so that will be interesting. I think that there is some really good ADCs to be picked, like Varus, Corki,
Mm,
Lucian. Maybe we might see some hyper carries like Tristana, Zeri. I would probably see those out from old school compared
yeah.
to Jackie and Gume, but I think those are going to be some of the ADCs that we will see today.
Yeah, I would actually be really excited to see maybe some Zeri.
Hmm.
I don't have a lot of great experience with Zeri players in my ranked games. But I think at the highest levels that we're at, basically, I think she actually is a very strong like hyper scaling ADC. The other one is that I'd maybe like to see. I think you might have mentioned at the start was like Lucian. We haven't seen it at
Hmm.
all in either week of either the pro or the semi pro. Oh, maybe we did the first week
No,
actually.
Gume actually played it against my
Yeah,
team.
yeah, yeah,
It did
yeah.
lose though, so
Did
but I
lose.
think the thing with these ADCs guys is that if we want to see a champion like Zeri, that means we need an enchanter, right? So we want to see Lulu, Yumi, Nami, Janna,
Mhm.
and actually I forgot, we could see some Ezreal as well. And I think the teams that have Hestia on them
Okay.
will be more it will be more optimal to actually run the ADC because she specializes in these enchanter
Yes.
supports, and she is definitely that's like her strong suit. So running an ADC with having her as your support is going to be a key in these drafts. And I think also, like you said earlier, having Lebmont and starting in these games, we're gonna get to see them kind of adapting their playstyle and draft because they're gonna be going against each other each time. So that will be
Mhm.
interesting to see how they change their playstyle throughout these three games.
Yep. Absolutely. Just missing one more player, and we should be able to jump right into this first game. Um,
Hmm.
let's talk about some of the priority pick bans that we might see in these matches. What do you
Yeah, for
think?
sure.
What do you think is on the? What do you think we should be seeing banned in most of these games?
Okay, so I think for one, Aatrox is going to be an important ban
Yep.
because Hitman is on blue side first pick, one of the best Aatrox players I've seen in the Baron lane, in the tournaments and in houses that I've seen him play. So I think we could definitely see him pulling that out, and so I would expect the red side to ban that champion. Another champion we could see getting banned, could potentially be uh Riven,
Riven. Yep.
maybe even some junglers that people don't want to go against.
Mm,
But I also think Varus is a very broken champion right now,
yeah.
and we could see both Jxcki or School kind of prioritizing that in the draft, um, because with the recent buffs that Varus has gotten, and
Like four.
he yeah, so he is pretty strong right now, and I could definitely see School wanting to pick that up as early as possible. We could also see Karma. Being a type of ban here, maybe because if we give School and Hestia Karma Varus, that could be a deadly combination in the
Yeah.
Dragon Lane, and I'm not sure how Jxcki would want to go up against that. Um, we could also maybe even see, sometimes people don't like going against the Ashe Lux combination too, so maybe we could see that getting banned, but I think it's very important to make sure that we don't give over Aatrox. So I think Aatrox, Gwen, Gragas, these type of picks are very OP to be banned. Varus, as well.
Yeah. I think those bans are pretty solid. I think Varus and Ziggs. I think they're Ziggs is a little bit boring. Jumping back to ADCs real quick. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna see. I think Varus should be in just about every single game.
Hmm.
Whether he's like banned in the second part in the second phase or picked.
Hmm.
Really strong. I do want to see some of these more aggressive ADCs though. We have the caliber of players
Hmm.
that can pull this off. So
For for sure, yeah. I mean, another combo that we see a lot in China is the Senna fasting, but the problem is a lot of these duo lanes do not have the synergy to pull that
yeah,
off right now. So I think that's why we won't expect it. But we could also be seeing a lot of uh Zoe too. Like I think Zoe is maybe a must ban now. We
must.
did see Cosmic Smurf, I think, in the uh
Yep.
semi-pro matches with the Zoe. So I think giving Zoe over could be a mistake too. But I would love to even see maybe some hyper carry jungles like Kha'Zix. I would really love to see some
Okay.
Kha'Zix maybe out of Lebmont.
Mhm.
Um and I feel like another underrated kind of pick that seems to be pretty OP is Wukong.
Yeah.
Wukong is a strong team fighting champion, and in these type of in-houses and games that we got, having the better team fighting comp usually prevails in these games.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick look at some of the match this first match we've got here.
Hmm.
We've got Hitman, Lebmont, Asami, Jxcki, and Kansui versus MTS starting Cosmic, Old School, and Hestia. Any particular lanes you're interested in this match?
Yeah, I honestly think all the lanes are actually going to be very interesting to see. First, starting off in the bot lane, Jxcki Consui versus Old School Hestia. We're going to see probably Jxcki on maybe an ADC and Consui on an engage
Mm-hmm.
support because he does like, Nautilus, Alistar, Leona, these type of engaging supports. And Hestia, we know Karma, Nami, Janet, like she loves these enchanters. So we're going to see an engage support with an ADC versus a uh, Enchanter ADC. Now, I think the most interesting will actually be Asami versus Cosmic because Asami has a very interesting mid lane hero pool. I mean, maybe he whips out a Seraphine or he goes
Yeah.
like the Assassins. He could definitely do a
He's a
bunch of different things.
crazy he's a crazy hero pool because like you'll see him go
Hmm.
on streaks of like Morgana and Seraphine that are just clearing waves, and then all of a sudden
Hmm.
he's playing Aurelia Diana for the next week. So really excited to see what Asami's pulling out.
Hmm.
Um, I think we're just about ready with this draft, so let's jump
Yep.
in and see what's going on.
Ooh, we are actually starting off with a big band to kind of start this series off. The Garen. Hitman does not want to deal with MTS's Garen, which is probably a smart decision.
Yep, I
So
think
taking
right.
that right away off the draft is, I think, a really smart decision because I think we want to see Hitman on this carry top laner, and I think we could see Lemont playing on Hitman's side to
Yeah,
get Hitman ahead.
yeah. I think if we get Jxcki on an ADC, we're gonna probably want to see him in the mid lane, and then
Hmm.
Asami hopefully on like a weak side pick. It
Hmm.
could end up being something along the lines of if Jxcki is playing the ADC though, we might end up seeing him on a little bit of a weak side. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
Aatrox
for
is
sure.
banned for Hitman here though, so I guess
Hmm.
you've got a Gwen potential for the top lane. Maybe a Camille as well.
Hmm.
For these top lane carries. Anything? What would you like to see Hitman
Yeah,
playing here?
so I think Hitman can definitely still run Gwen in the Baron lane. He could also even run Jace top
Yeah.
and
Okay.
completely snowball the lane. I think that it's actually very smart to see the Zoe banned and the Aatrox
Yeah.
because Asami's actually a very, very good Zoe player.
Okay.
So seeing these two bans off the start on red side is really good. I think seeing the Camille and the Fiora bans are pretty interesting. They're both good flex picks, and I think taking those out makes the draft a lot harder for red side.
Yeah. I
Ooh,
think
Nautilus for Kansui. That's an interesting ban actually to start off.
it's also one of Levmont's jungle picks, so I think it's a really
Oh
solid
yeah.
ban there. I think
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to ban something too strong. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then it hits two players pretty well, and yeah, taking out.
Wow.
Interesting. So this is
Wow.
I
This is
don't think
definitely
I've
a
yeah
Sami. This is
yeah.
a Sami on the Vex. Jxcki is
Sometimes
not gonna rock that.
yeah, sometimes we see the Vex APC, but
Hmm.
this is not a Jxcki pick. So
Honestly, I could see Varus Karma being picked instantly here. I could also
okay,
see Riven being snatched up for starting.
yeah, Riven's good.
Gragas is also a great flex pick. Jace a great flex pick to put Cosmic on or even Lucian. Oh wow.
MTS,
Yep,
okay.
right there.
So we are
Okay.
gonna get the Varus here. MTS is a very prolific Urgot player.
Hmm.
The Gussie we call him. He's a really strong champ, but as we've seen, we don't actually have champion stats yet. We might have that
Hmm.
later on, but it has 0% win rate with it, and it's like
Right.
carried the shit out of the early game too. So it's like it's just such a bad team fight champ. So we're not gonna see
Yep.
it. We're gonna see this Varus you talked about.
Yep.
Really happy
Wow.
with that pick. And then we
So I think the Zed's being flexed jungle
yes
and mid right
yes
now, and
yes
if we
yes
do see Zed going into the mid lane, we could potentially see an AP Varus build. But I would love to see School go the kind of lethality Varus, but without the Manamune build with Conqueror that we've seen in China. It's actually very, very strong.
okay
Lemont's hovering Renekton right now. Renekton could be very strong right now, especially with Fiora and Camille being banned out. But it looks like they want to get a engage support, which I think is really smart because if we see an enchanter coming out of Hestia, having Rakan with that charm to engage will be very impactful to also combo with the Vex ultimate.
yeah you have an incredible engage right here. Your
Mm-hmm.
first two picks. So into a Varus, like we're already building a comp that can play pretty well into this, relatively safe ADC, the
Mm-hmm.
safest ADC I'd say. You add a Renekton into the mix here, and
Yeah.
you can get onto that back line really easy and
I
it's really
think we
fast.
should see a Gragas pick, honestly, here to counter the Renekton in lane and also using Gragas's ultimate to kind of counteract that Rakan Vex engage. I think it's also a good mitigator in the laning phase with Renekton, but looks like they want to just take Karma and get that. Ooh,
The Wukong.
yeah, they're still thinking about it. They're thinking about it.
The other thing, so what I need to see
Mm,
here now is I wouldn't be shocked if we see something like a Vi and a definitely a Vi ban I think might happen. Just because we
yeah.
need to kind of protect starting's jungle picks.
Yep.
And Vi is pretty decent into Zed, like not as good as it is into the Lee Sin. But
Hmm.
I was maybe even thinking they were gonna pick the Lee for the Karma there, because they have the ban. They're actually gonna. So
Wow.
okay.
Starting is banning out his own champ right here. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's actually quite interesting to see that they didn't take a champion to match the Renekton. So yeah, they banned out the Gragas. I think honestly taking the Karma third there was a little bit of a mistake
Yeah.
because there's just so many enchanters that you
Got
can
Nami
run.
still.
Um, So I think it's very important to get a good top laner for MTS here, which I feel like he's kind of almost running out of options here soon.
It's gonna
And
be
also
Warwick. It's gonna be Warwick, Zio.
Warwick, that would
Hmm.
be cool to see
That's the tech. That's the tech
the
he's been
wolf in
working
the
on.
top lane.
Hmm.
I think right here the blue side still needs to worry about where this Zed's going because we don't know. It could be going in the mid. It could be going into the jungle. I mean, they're still going to be flexing it. We also
Yeah.
still need to see this mid lane pick. Maybe they might even put the Karma in mid with Asami. That's always an option.
Okay. Decent
Um,
match into the Vex. Pretty good wave
hmm
clear. Yeah.
Yeah, even maybe if they want to, they could even throw Morgana mid. I can't remember if I seen Asami play at mid, but I think some power picks that are still open is Lucian, Jace, Yone, that are also very strong.
What about Zaya? Jxcki was
Mm,
like used to play a lot of Zaya.
you're right.
Um,
Honestly, Zyra Khan into this Varus Karma lane would be interesting to see. I would give them that they have the advantage in the team fight, but the laning phase is so brutal
yeah.
against this Varus
It's
Karma.
disgusting.
Yeah, I actually don't know if Jxcki goes in ADC this game. I'm pretty sure he will get mauled in this laning phase. So I think it might be smart to put this Vex actually bot, but it's
Hmm.
probably gonna go mid.
So we're gonna get the set into the Renekton. So that's the lane here. Um, and
Ooh,
Jxcki. Honestly, the Vayne is just you scale it out. Like I don't hate it.
yeah.
It's greedy in this type of elo, but
Okay. I
Ezreal
like
is a
yes,
little
I like
yes.
this. I
Okay,
like this.
wait,
I
yeah.
like this.
Oh my gosh,
Because
yeah.
if he went Vayne, I mean this game would not even be close. Like school would absolutely demolish this lane. Ezreal at least has some of that range to
Mhm.
handle the Karma and Varus. I think we actually need to see it. Ooh, Jace, yeah, this would be great pick to top. Or jungle in the jungle. This would be a great pick in the jungle for Lebmont, so he can kind of open up this game in the early game
Yeah.
and
Okay.
get his Renekton ahead, or make sure that his Ezreal doesn't get far behind here because we know for sure starting's gonna play on school side with this Varus Karma.
What do you think about Riven jungle here
I think
instead of the
Riven
Zed
jungle
to maybe
is,
match the Jace a little
you
bit?
know, I think Riven jungle is good, but it's also I feel like this is might be kind of a hard game to play Riven because it's actually kind of hard. You can't really go on Ezreal and
Okay.
Jace is very strong in the early game, and I think actually putting the Zed jungle and going Diana mid is a smart decision because I think it's actually quite hard to play Riven and engage or just like play Riven in these team fights. So I think this is a smarter option. And plus, Ezreal Vex are pretty squishy, so going Diana jungle would be pretty crazy actually.
I think it's gonna be the
Mm.
Zed. Um,
hmm Okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, no, I think this Zed is going to be mid, I think here.
yeah. So it's looking
Um
like Zed mid. We've got um, it looks like what we kind of expect here, right? Vex is gonna be mid. Jace was jungle, like you talked about.
mhm.
We got the Varus Karma bot lane. Yeah, I think that Rakan isn't gonna do much. We're not gonna
Mhm.
see Kansui really do. He's gonna sit in that bush for like 90 seconds, um,
Mhm.
and then we're
So
so
yeah, so I think okay, so the win con on on blue team is to kind of get ahead with this Jace
mm-hmm,
and maybe play on the Renekton side because it is strong side. I think it's also important to note that uh that Asami needs to have good lane trading in mid because he's probably going to need to come protect his bot lane. And obviously on red side, we know that they're
yeah.
going to try to play on this Varus Karma side with a they're going to try to shove mid and stack away bot and just dive School's lane and get School ahead. So I think we're going to just have to see kind of how these junglers and the mid laners pad together here to get their side laners ahead.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ooh, we're seeing a little kind of lane swap. We're seeing the Varus Karma trying to cheese the top lane. We're gonna see maybe if Hitman gets baited into that. I think it's interesting that they would even go for this type of lane swap because they have such prio bot.
Yeah, it's such a strong lane that I mean it's certainly gonna surprise this other team. Hitman.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the set they're protecting the set's gonna lose anyways, so we're just assuming that that like we're gonna lose, so maybe we
Mm-hmm.
crush this Renekton
Wow.
instead. I
Yeah,
don't know.
and blue team being very smart, very fast, swapping lanes instantly. Now
Mhm.
they're going to miss some XP from this swap, but I really do think that it's that I'm
No,
kind of confused on why they would
they're
even do
up.
this.
They're up XP because the Renekton the Renekton lost the XP instead.
Right,
They got a
right.
full wave. So top
Yeah.
lane's still safe. Rakan is gonna go in here, get a little bit of poke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So why would they go for this lane swap?
Yeah, so I think they would go for the lane swap so that because they think maybe the Renekton would get like would kind of destroy the set. Um but it's also a way for them to kind of dictate the game and kind of throw the enemy team off balance because it's a cheese at the end of the day. Swapping lanes to start the game is a cheese. So kind of like already throwing blue side off on what
Mm-hmm.
they want to do, and it kind of also changes uh way Lebmont wants to move on the map because now his Ezreal Rakan are on the top side instead of Renekton, and so we're gonna see maybe a scuttle fight appearing here because we do have both junglers on the side.
Yeah, Lebanon is gonna start off this scuttle first. Massive prio for old school. They're not gonna look
Hmm.
go down here. Diana jungle. Oh, it is Diana jungle.
Right.
We didn't actually get to talk
Yeah.
about that. Really
Yeah.
really good scaling here,
Ooh.
but
Yeah, so we see Lemon actually helping Vex clear out mid. And the reason why this is so important is because now they cannot really
he's
dive
demolished.
Ezreal Rakan. And they're going to take a play. Oh,
Yeah, demolish on Jace here. They're looking to
hmm
almost get the second plate. So much value. One
yeah.
scuttle down starting is on a
Oh,
scaling jungle, but a plate almost two,
yeah.
and
I
then two
Yeah, so
scuttles. It's not
so
looking
he
good.
lost so Lemont was able to get two two scuttles, gets maybe was that even almost two plates. He
Yeah,
got one
almost. Not
plate,
quite.
and I think it's actually comes off of this lane swap because if you have the Varus Karma go against the Ezreal Rakan, you at least get the scuttle on that side because you have Prio. Like I don't know how like Diana's wave clear was too slow to actually contest that scuttle
Mm-hmm.
top on the side that starting had prio. So that is very interesting to see. We do see starting kind of pathing towards behind this Ezreal, so we could potentially see a gank onto Jxcki here.
Yeah, gank onto Jxcki. Cosmic did use his ult on the Vex mid lane there. While we were talking, exhaust for ult trade, pretty good for Zed. You know he'll be able to
Hmm.
go back with that. A little shorter cooldown than exhaust. Yeah. Any interesting items we see here? Ezreal kind of interesting to me. Not quite
Yeah,
going into
he
that Manamune right away. What's your thoughts on this?
right. So by getting the Sheen before finishing Manamune, basically what that does is it makes you a little bit stronger in the early game fights and the early game trades because you have that Sheen proc. But
Mm-hmm.
it does affect your Manamune stacking later on because you're getting it later and you're also stacking it later. So it does hinder him later, but it
Lebmon.
allows him to kind of stay strong in this early game.
Yeah, Lebmon has gotten three plates now with this demolished Jace. Like really laying it into the Diana is up 200 gold from just plates basically. Getting his laners up too here. Interesting pick
Yeah.
here from MTS accidental flash, but
Oh
nobody
my
knows
God.
surely. It was off screen.
Well,
Um
it's okay. But I do think right now, if I'm red side, I'm thinking about okay, how can we get this Varus Karma lane ahead? Because we want them to be having a gold lane. Right now, I mean the Ezreal and the Varus are dead even, and that is not something you want to see when you are running Karma Varus.
mhm.
Because this Rakan is gonna be providing way more value in team fights compared to a Karma support.
Yep, absolutely. Top lane plate value is going to change
Hmm.
back here. Renekton on a little bit of a slow rotate. Starting, he's going to get a lot of vision here. They're going to maybe look to go in on Renekton. Renekton dashes out. This just means basically another whole plate going over to Cosmic.
Ooh, they're
Mid
finding
lane,
Karma out in the mid. Oh, and they get the kill and the Karma ultimate. And that's a huge point that I was saying. The Karma and Varus, they're squishy, so if Rakan
dash
gets
goes
engaged,
in
they
here.
can't lose.
Zed going down, instantly dies. Diana is able to ult, uses her E to get off flash. So
Hmm.
much used here. Karma is coming up though. They're very low. Diana is not done contesting this objective. With the
Yeah.
Karma coming down, it's really close. Ezreal less than half HP. Starting just getting poked out by this Jace jungle though. Looks to go in, gets the Q
Oh
off.
my God.
Smite goes down. Jxcki ward zoning off this jungler all by himself. Traditionally a support job, but
Yeah.
Ezreal just doing work there,
Wow.
making space.
Honestly, I think starting was wasting way too much time just looking at them doing the Rift Herald. Now red side has worse tempo than blue side, even though blue side did Rift Herald. But oh, we see a solo
Jxcki
queue. Wow.
Huge here from Cosmic Soul. Only uses the flash. Didn't have the ultimate up. So heading into this dragon here, he's going to look to push top a little bit longer. Jayce is going to take the first turret. Get all these solo plates
That's
too.
so much gold.
Getting massive here. Up now 2,000 gold on starting.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm red side, I just let Zed get top turret and don't even contest
Old
the
School's
dragon if we
getting
don't have to.
juiced by this Jayce. Vexal
So
misses here. That's huge for this dragon. Carmel.
I do think it's smart for red to give up this dragon because they're letting Zed get a bunch of gold top. I mean, this Zed's going to be a problem. He got a solo kill. He got all the
Rakan dashes in, uses the ult. So much damage here. Charm goes on to MTS. Haymaker comes out. Hitman so low, dies the Diana ult. Diana does go down, though, as well as Set. Not a great trade there. They're missing the Zed there it's a 4v5. They lose 3 members. Just
I'm
not
surprised
worth.
Red went for that. I'm surprised Red went for that because they have the Zed getting so much value topside. All they can do is just give up the dragon, which isn't even that bad because the first dragon isn't a problem until maybe the enemy team has 2 dragon lead.
Yep.
But I think they should have just given that up. Now they're only down 2k gold, but the problem is this Jayce, this Ezreal are so powerful, and they're going to be poking out the enemy team and also threatening that Rakan engage 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, if we're playing for this Zed, we need to play for this Zed. I'm not exactly sure on the engage, but just a risky play there contesting this dragon. Even with the Vexal miss, it's still 4v5, and you know the outcome is just as we expect. 3 kills for blue team.
So looking at these lane assignments are very important. We have the Karma Varus mid, which has a faster wave clear than Vex, but we also see the Zed going bot lane now because Zed is playing strong side and Zed is playing weak side. So Zed really red side wants this bottom blue turret, and now we see the Ezreal kind of defending up against that. Now we also see Lemont already here because he's already thinking what red side wants to do. He knows they want this turret. So we're going to see maybe a little bit of a fight here.
Starting isn't going to be seen here. Gets a little bit of poke out onto Ezreal. It's not enough. Rakan knows what's happening. Same as Lebmont. It's a battle here in the bot lane. Lots of poke going down. Jxcki used the ult. Has to dash out.
Yeah, I mean, schools might be in a little bit of a bad spot. We have a bunch of members down here in the bot lane. Set is pushing mid, but Renekton can force that top turret. Potentially.
Yeah, but this stops the play, though. So Set was able to clear that mid lane. Is going to get top, only going to miss 1 turret, but the reverse push here from the blue team, they're looking to dive this bot tier 1 as well.
Yeah, I mean, red side is so low. I'm surprised that they're actually... I mean, I think blue can actually get this turret here. Yeah, I mean, red's just going to give it up. Oh, okay, Varus cancels his reset, so does Zed. Starting's also on blue side. We could see Ezreal maybe dying here by overextending.
Yeah, if he wants his turret.
Ezreal does have vision, though. Ezreal does have vision. Okay, both teams are going to need tempo for this dragon fight. Now, the thing is Ezreal and Jayce have so much poke that it almost feels like red side's going to have to engage right away.
He goes down to half HP on the top side of the map. Herald, just like you're talking about, is spawning right now. With Set at a quarter, it's over. Ping's coming out from the red side on this bot. I mean, Herald's gone. Can they... Yeah. All 5 members of the blue team are here at it's just not going to...
So we're seeing a trade, basically. Red side was like, okay, we're going to be too late on this. Set already got deleted, so we're going to trade Rift Turret for bottom tier turret. But at the end of the day, this is a win for blue side because they're going to trade turrets anyways, but they got a plus a Rift Herald bonus to go with it.
And jungle. They're looking to... They're dropping the Rift Herald at this tier 2 on Set. I mean, this is a lot of damage, but I'm pretty sure... They're only going to get half the turret here. It's going to get another crash. MTS going down so low. Is able to get the shield off, but with the Rakan ult, he goes down. Demolish here. This is an inhib for half of a tier 2. Renekton's still stopping them. So much damage. I mean, Herald won't get to crash again. But... Wow. Oh my god, massive play here from the blue team. It's all about tempo.
They took all 3 turrets. They literally took all 3 turrets, which... I mean, I feel like there's really nothing that red side could have even done anyways. But I mean, now this is in a really bad position. I mean, if you're red side, the only way of winning is thinking of the ways that blue side could throw this game. Now, blue side can still throw this game at objectives, at Baron, or even at this second dragon. The second dragon is going to be very important because it's Infernal Dragon. If blue side gets it, that's 2 dragons and it's Infernal, so it's going to be a huge, huge stats bonus. But if red is able to steal this dragon and get it, they can prolong this game a little longer without having to worry about dragon stacking. Oh, we see a little bit of an engage.
Rakan does have to pop the stasis here. Diana's behind. She's looking for this flank on the Ezreal. Cosmic Soul's looking to get the ult off. Rakan ults back to get out. So much damage going down, but no deaths here. Rakan will get all his HP back with the Warmogs. We're down to Zedal. We're down to Verisalt for the blue team, with an Ez and Rakan on the other team.
I mean, Rakan ult is down, so this is honestly as even as this fight's gonna get.
That top wave is
Zed's
pushing
looking
in.
for a flank right now.
Yeah, he's got a couple more seconds on his ultimate. Low on energy though. This top wave is pushing. I mean, it's only 12 minutes, but it's actually endable here. MTS getting poked down so much. Doesn't have too much sustain here. The grit will get him back. Cosmic and School both have their ults up. Rakan's ult is coming up soon too. Flashes for the whole team. Dragons down to 3,000, 4,000 HP. They're looking for MTS, but it's just a bait.
Vexel misses.
Vexel misses. Karma ult is massive. Renekton does ult. Gets the HP, but it's not enough. Flash out from starting.
Jace is dead. Starting could try to get this dragon, but it gets pulled out here.
Blue team does kill Diana. They go down. They're so low here. Rakan uses the stasis. Jxcki's just cleaning things up. Cosmic goes in with the Zed. Has no ultimate. Jxcki's just looking to clean this up. A 3v5. Jxcki, Orochi, Asami, I guess, end up killing 3 here. Lose the Rakan, but that's going to be the dragon going over here.
Wow. Oh, with the snipe! Old school with the Varus arrow right there. Absolutely insane. I mean, honestly, Jxcki and Asami went huge there, clutching that up. Because if they lost that, that would have been a big throw from their side. Jxcki
old school.
Outsmarting.
So much damage! And Jxcki wins the 1v1 here. So close here. Everybody using everything. Verisol comes down. Isn't enough, though. Lebmont looking to finish up this dragon. Starting knows it's down to 1,100. Renekton ult is burned to make space. Very worth it for this second dragon for the blue team. 5,000 gold. 2 dragons for Lebmont and his squad. It's looking rough for starting. Is scaling now. Has that rod and the death cap, but 3,000 gold isn't really worth it when you've got, even with these scaling items.
So, I mean, right now, this Ezreal and Jace are so huge. I mean, the only reason that fight was even close, Pierce, was because that Vex ult missed. And I think that red side really that was their opportunity to come back into this game, and they missed out on it. And at this point, they need to pray for a Baron throw. Like, that is
Rakan comes down, instantly kills this Varus in the mid lane. Doesn't have the stasis yet. Just dies through his own Verisol too. Yeah,
I mean, this is gonna be a slow burn for red side. It's kind of hard to kind of close games out quickly here because you need Baron at the end of the day. This Ezreal still doing a bunch of poke in mid lane. I think right now what they should do is just be kind of forcing this Baron instead of wasting time at these turrets.
Okay, so blue team needs to force this Baron. What does red team need to do to win? Lebmont is kind of inting for this inhib.
Oh my god!
Ends up killing. Vexel comes down. So much damage onto Set. He is able to shield. Will get away with just a nick of HP. Lebmont turns that around onto starting. Picks up that inhib. Verisol comes down. Ezreal takes a lot of damage here. Rakan stasis. So much action going down. Haymaker into the whole team. Shield comes down from Set. So much damage. Is able to pop a massive stone plate. Flashes out. Action on action, but the third inhib goes down, and starting in his team have nothing left. Jxcki going absolutely insane on the Ezreal, showing off.
It's over.
TP comes in
through with
from Renekton. MTS barely living. 400 on the core, 300, 100, and it's a finish. Varus going down in the very last second.
Wow.
Insane ending here, Zio.
What a crazy game. I think there's definitely some things to keep note of there. I think The lane swap, putting Varus Karma
Yeah,
top does not make any sense. I think running the double assassins in the jungle and mid maybe was another mistake, but I think the biggest throw in this game was when Red Side contested that dragon when their Zed was split pushing top
yes,
and
yeah,
Varus wasn't even there. Varus
yep.
wasn't even there.
I mean,
How do you
because he
fight that?
shouldn't. He shouldn't be. Varys
Right.
should not be there. You know.
Right.
So, Lebmont already had a small lead there and just blows the game open. Gets the dragon for himself. And what do you even do? You're giving Zed the option to scale and then saying screw it. You know, we'll fight anyways.
Yeah, so big throws coming from Red. I think Lebmont does a beautiful job with Demolish in this game. I mean, he just knows
Yeah, yeah.
where opportunities are for him to just hop on these turrets, proc it, and get out. I think also starting losing both scuttles just doesn't make sense because they do have a Varus Karma. So I
Hmm.
think going into this next game, I want to see starting kind of on a different champion, but I do think this Ezreal pick did wonders for them. I mean, in that one fight, Ezreal clutched up and also won that super close 1v1 with Varus. I mean, it was just a phenomenal game coming out of the Ezreal.
Yeah, I mean, Jaggy. I mean, Lebmont did crack open that the start of the game, but my MVP for that game really was Jackie. Really showed off the
Hmm.
power of ADCs when you know when you do invest in them, and I'm impressed with what he did. And I don't know about you, but I would name him my MVP for that game.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie just he maximized his damage output in these team fights, and it was just a phenomenal job of Lebmont not allowing Red Side getting any advantages in any of the lanes. I think though that yeah, I just think it was very interesting that they did the lane swap is just it was
The
very
the
interesting to see. And also I feel like them not taking Gragas third in the draft instead over the Karma could have been so much better as well because you need some way to kind of to kind of stop this Rakan because like the Vex was missing the ultimate, so the Vex wasn't even following up that well,
mhm.
and that's why we were able to see Red Side even having a chance in these fights. But I think it was a great game to start off these three matches that we're gonna see. Um, but yeah, I mean, that was a phenomenal game, pretty one sided. But yeah, this Ezreal pick was insane.
Yeah, Ezreal went insane there. Um, really impressive play here from
Hmm.
Jackie. I'm just super happy that we don't get I think Varys showed like that it is a strong pick.
Hmm.
Like it's hard to exactly see because it's not like flashy team fights. It's like
Right.
pressure and stuff. They didn't exactly play to it, but I'm super happy to see these strong ADCs coming out. We've got really talented ADC players, and yeah, it's a little bit less sleeper than like Ziggs.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's very interesting to see that that in this next series we will have kind of Jackie is going to be going up against Lebon and is not going to kind of have that Jace to kind of get him get him ahead because I think this Jace pick going as long as it did in draft was pretty wild too. Um,
Yeah, it's been a really strong pick for sure.
uh, go. But yeah, yeah, the Jace pick was insane, and I think with the combination of Ezreal, the Jace and Ezreal poke was really insane. So I think in this series we're gonna be having another maybe Enchanter versus melee support matchup again. Um, but I think maybe it would be cool to see maybe Hestia on an engaged support because if you're not gonna bully the enemy laners with the Enchanter, I mean you're just gonna get mauled in fights, and that's exactly what we saw. So.
Yeah, I mean Rakan with the engage, especially with the
Mhm.
stasis Rakan, with the Warmogs too. Those two items key to tank supports right now.
Mhm.
You just get to make so much space. If you miss, you take half your HP pool. Well, it's all back in 15 seconds. Let alone if you do
Right.
get the right engage, you pop that stasis. You can basically win the team fight because the team has to just sit there for 3 seconds doing nothing while your team follows up with the engage. Rakan really strong pick there, and honestly, Kansui really set up Jackie to get where he was. Great
Right.
play from the blue team.
And
Um,
honestly, the Vex pick here's an interesting thing, Pierce, because they already know that they're gonna run an ADC bot lane, right? So the
mhm.
thing is when you run an ADC bot, the ADC is going to be strong side, right?
Right.
Because ADCs don't have good clear mid. So that's why the Vex pick is so good, because the Vex stays mid and just
Yeah.
clears the waves that Varus and Karma pushes. So it kind of leads uh, red side with no option. So I think that was also another problem in red side's draft, is because the Varus Karma needs to be in a position to where honestly they strong side against the Ezreal Rakan. But yeah, the Vex just sat mid clearing the waves, and that's what makes APC so strong
So
in these
strong.
tournament games.
Mhm. Um. I mean, yeah, we didn't really get to talk about the in game. You talked about some of the like priority towers and stuff and why they were
Mm-hmm.
there, but we really didn't get to highlight the fact that since the ADC didn't have to go mid, you just get to free farm in that side lane, get
Mm-hmm.
plates. Getting plates mid is like close to impossible. You either like kill the turret in like one shot with the Rift Herald, or it's
Mm-hmm.
up the whole time. So Jxcki's just stacking up the gold. Safe in that just not doing anything. Just like an ADC really thrives when you're able to do things like that.
Right, and I think, I mean, it's just like another decision in the draft to ban the Lee Sin. I think I would have almost loved to see the Zed go mid like it did, and have starting on the Lee Sin to to have more pressure in the early game, because when you have this Varus Karma and you're playing a jungler that is kind of a late game jungler, like the Diana wants to scale because she builds Rod of Ages, she wants to scale. So going a scaling jungler with an enchanter ADC bot lane does not have the best synergy.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that will be maybe a little change going into this next game. I think Starling's going to want to play that aggressive jungler so he can really dictate the game, because Lemont was making all the decisions that game when it came to the scuttles, the turrets, the starting the objectives, and I think also another underrated thing in this game was tempo. Red side's tempo was really bad. Um, Starting off with the first objective, if you guys do end up looking back at that game, when blue side has a numbers advantage and they're starting the Rift Herald and they're
You just
doing it,
can't.
as red side you have to just reset
Yeah,
and go
you
towards
can't.
dragon.
It was
But
actually a good play. It was actually a good
mhm,
play too because they got a little bit behind from the first Rift Herald, and
mhm.
you just play smart. You get that Zed up, and we're in a much better game state. It was almost over there. It's kind of hard to tell. It's like a little subtle. Like we do have to watch it get played out a little bit longer, but it's so bad when you do that because the Zed that you were investing into ended with about 6,000 gold there, and Lebron would have been somewhat even, but he gets 3 kills there. Ezreal gets assist there. He's up. He was 6.6, and Ezreal 6. So you're not ahead, even though you're sacking an objective. If you sack an objective, you need to yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Red Side wasn't as behind as they were, I bet you Cosmic would have cleaned up this game, because Jxcki didn't even build
Mhm.
stasis on Ezreal. So if Jxcki would, I mean, so if Cosmic was in a position or a flank to be able to get this ultimate onto Jxcki and kind of make it a lot harder for Jxcki to take these team fights, we could have seen a bit of a closer game. But I think going to this next game, Starling's a very smart guy. He's gonna know that those were kind of some mistakes in the draft and some decisions in that game. So I think this time around it's going to be a lot cleaner. We're also going to be seeing Jxcki up against Gume, which will be a little bit interesting because Gume is not. I feel like Gume is really going to be able to take advantage of like having Lemont and Hestia. Lemont's gonna go an aggressive jungler. Hestia's still gonna go that enchanter, and Gume is gonna play an ADC, and we're gonna see them kind of try to snowball this lane.
Mhm.
So I really want to see how Jxcki actually deals with it this game, because he's not gonna have a Jace jungle on his team, getting him out of that early game.
Yeah. I mean the Jace jungle. I really loved how Levmont. But let's Okay, so what about Arvoyan? So we talked a little bit about Hestia. Arvoyan is gonna be a tank support. Went to Icons, right, with
Hmm.
his LATAM teams. What does Arvoyan need to do to match this kind of enchanter energy that Hestia might be bringing?
Right. So first off, it's by taking these engaged supports, Nautilus, Rakan, Galio, and what you do is you also have that support roam with the relic, right?
Yeah.
If you look at China, the supports go into the Baron lane, into the mid lane,
Yeah.
procking their relic, because it's not bad for the supports to go to those lanes because they can still get the same amount of XP and gold with those support items. So I think we need to see really smart roaming decisions coming out of Arvo in these games to really
Mhm.
kind of outclass Hestia, because Hestia's goal is to get her ADC ahead. Like,
Yeah.
that's really it. And so we need to see Arvo get a lot of value with these engaged supports by kind of going into the other lanes and punishing them.
Yeah, we saw that actually in our we saw that in our semi pro league.
Hmm.
He was very active all over the map. So as we're getting into this, we'll have to pay attention to Arvo and where he's at on the map. Hopefully we don't get another lane swap.
Yeah,
But
I don't think we will.
yeah,
Maybe we see the Jays ban actually, coming out as a change. I do still predict red side banning. Actually, maybe Meals doesn't even know how to play Zoe, so it'll be interesting to see if red side bans Zoe. But we'll still see that Aatrox ban. I think what's going to
good
be
point.
very interesting this game is the top lane, because Nikki, or Sandwich, has a very different hero pool compared to MTS. Like, you can't just ban Garen and against
Yeah, yeah,
Sandwich. He plays a bunch of different things. I really don't want to see Urgot though. I
yeah,
really do
yeah.
not want to see Urgot in this game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's just bad. He's actually bad.
Hmm.
He feels strong, but he's bad. He can't do anything. So hopefully last week was the last week of Urgot, and we'll see. Like, I mean, it's a
Hmm.
little less exciting in the Baron lane, but
Yeah.
maybe we start to get a little bit more carries. We'll see the Camille more. I mean, we just had so many top lane bans in the last match, so Renekton was almost the only
Yeah, for
carry
sure.
left there. So
Hmm.
Hitman was able to make a little bit more space than MTS in that last match.
Right, and I think what's also interesting here is Hitman goes with the Renekton ban right away, so I think he felt like Renekton was a powerful pick and
hmm
wants to make sure Sandwich doesn't get it. We also see a kind of a respect ban maybe towards Gume with the Varus just getting banned. I mean, Jxcki dealt with it so well with the Ezreal
Yeah.
last game, but against Gume, he's like, no, I don't even want to see him pick it.
Yeah, gonna get the Zoe ban that you talked about. Like, I think it is gonna be a traditional red side ban that we'll see like throughout the pro league, and
Hmm.
semi pro. But I mean, Meals probably plays it. I don't know if he has too much practice on it. It's not as hard as it is in PC. So
Hmm.
still a smart ban, but maybe they could have left it off. Gonna see the Zed as well too. So this is going to starting because Meals has never really been a Zed player as far as I know, right?
Right. I honestly, I really kind of want to see um kind of Gragas in this game, because Gragas actually has an extremely high win rate in the WRL China tournament going on,
Mm-hmm.
kind of dominating the games, because Gragas is just such an amazing flex pick, and that's what makes him so broken in draft, because you could pick him, he can go support, he can go
Yep.
mid, he could go jungle, he could go top, he can literally do everything. I mean, you could even see him as a dragon laner, and then you
No, he
pick
can play
like a
all five
Yuumi.
roles. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Or with
it's
Senna,
such a broken pick.
or Senna. Like,
Right, right. It's such a broken pick.
I mean, I
Oh, there we
remember.
go.
Yeah, there you go. So it's first picked. I mean, I remember when we used to play competitively. Gragas was
Hmm.
literally the only five role flex, and it was like
Right.
a legitimate. I think he wasn't played in jungle too much back then, but five role flex is insane for a champion, and he hasn't
Hmm.
seen too many changes. He's still like he's just super strong, going AP
Right.
tank. In the top lane, I hope we see him go a little more tank, but we might see kind of that hybrid build you've been seeing in China. With
Hmm.
the they get the Riftmaker into pseudo tank sort of thing, or
Yeah.
I think the North American version is more like a Rod of Ages into tank, but
Hmm.
yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah. The karma priority, as we see again with Hestia, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I do want to say that Camille and Fiora are both open compared to last game. Those were both banned, so we could see maybe starting want the Fiora potentially. But it will also just see like a Camille as a flex pick here. But I think it could be left just open in general here.
one thing that's nice about Red Side here is starting's not going to play Camille, so you
Hmm.
can go with this Riven and still
Hmm.
potentially save it. for the top lane. Picking up the Riven that's somewhat flexible now.
Now we do see this Fiora being picked. It can still be flexed. Hitman plays a great Fiora, so it doesn't really put
I think
starting
it's
in a
starting.
corner.
I think it's starting though.
Right. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
Yeah,
if
but it is
anything, like
flexible.
having
Oh, you're right.
champions
No
that you can
corner.
flex are great.
You're right. You're
Having,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, having champions that you can flex is extremely important. Now, what we could see here is maybe an APC or something here to even give to Meals to just be wave clearing in mid. We see the Vex again.
Another
Great.
Vex,
I
okay.
honestly would like to see Vex to actually pop off here, instead of just being a wave clearing kind of bot champion, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see what gets selected here. If you want an ADC, maybe now's the best chance before they all get banned out.
So
Because
Karma, the Lucian and the Varus are banned, right? So what's your next big pick here? So Garen is not
Garen is
traditionally
interesting.
too strong into either of these other lanes. Not good into Fiora, not that good into Gragas. So could be a comfort thing here for Mr. Nicky, but yeah,
Honestly,
I'm interested in that pick.
it is an interesting Garen pick. I think honestly, it's going to be going to Nicky, I'm pretty sure. I think he's just going to be going up against it. Now, it could be interesting kind of putting the Fiora maybe against the Garen. But it looks like I think they ban out the Camille because I think this Garen is going top, and if Hitman goes Camille, pretty disgusting way.
Yeah. Because you still have, Gragas support, so you still got so much stuff open here for, like, we literally have no idea where this blue team is going. Vex can go bot, Vex can go mid, Fiora can go jungle top. I mean, even mid, we saw that on Wednesday. And then the Gragas just everywhere.
I think this Kassadin band's very interesting. I guess as a respect band towards Cosmic Soul. An Akali ban as well. I think it's a smart choice if you are deciding to go squishier type of composition. Banning out that Akali is definitely a threat that you don't need to worry about anymore. I do want to see kind of what ADC Gume's going for here. I mean, there's Corki, there's Tristana, there's Zeri. I would love to see that.
Zeri, yeah, we talked about that a little bit. The Zeri, Ezreal,
He's gonna be running
safe
Ezreal.
pick. I mean, yeah.
Honestly, I think Jxcki's kind of annoyed at that guy picking Ezreal because if I'm Jxcki right now, I'm like, there's not really a good pick. Maybe I might just take the Vex bot.
Yeah.
Or what he could do is just go. I mean, see, I feel like Senna is always great here because you can actually when you're against Senna has sustain and can continuously heal up the enemy team. So when you're going against a poke comp, you want to be able to heal over time. And there we go. We might see the Senna and the Gragas fasting, which I think. I mean, Senna they're gonna go.
Oh, so this is my take here. I think what we're gonna get is Gragas jungle, Fiora top, and then we've got this Senna bot lane here.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't love it. I don't love it if they're gonna go for another AP support though. So it could be the Gragas top. I don't know. There's a lot of AP, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think Red Side had I think Senna was a good pick. I think the problem that they're gonna have is, do they really have enough damage? I just don't know. Like, they're gonna have sustain. I mean, Gragas heals, Senna heals, even Fiora heals. So the Ezreal poke is not gonna be a problem. Yeah, and the Nass is also. So I think it's interesting if they do end up going Annie here. Wow. Annie, I didn't know Cosmic was like that. That would be interesting to see, I guess.
Wait, so all right, okay, it's gonna be Annie here. So what are we using the Annie into here?
So the Annie will be used to kind of counteract first off the Vex engage. Vex is always going to need to be worried about engaging. So the Vex is going to need to hold ultimate until Meals is going to hold his ult until he knows Annie has used his ult, and also it could be used to kind of punish the Senna pick. The stun and the shields could be very useful for Red Side. I do think that the Annie can be punishable in this laning phase. Annie's lane sucks. Vex is gonna have prio in mid. I
Okay.
think the Senna Nasus, it should be kind of even against this Ezreal
Yeah.
Karma. So I think the biggest part of this game maybe might be the Baron lane, but it's kind of an AFK lane too. So I guess I want to see starting and Meals go crazy with this early game. They have the mid prow, and Fiora is pretty
Yeah.
annoying against that Riven. So
Fiora's a
I
really
want to see
strong
that
scuttle
early game.
fight. Extremely
Mm-hmm.
strong scuttle fight. The thing is, usually you don't see your top lane Riven with the red buff, but top
Right.
lane Riven with, but Fiora with a red buff at level 3. I used to tell my team because she
Mm-hmm.
was a huge player of the
Riven?
of the Fiora.
Oh, right.
Yeah, of the Fiora originally, if you remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It
And
used to be broken.
I swear Fiora with red buff is the strongest level 3 character in the game. Because you infinitely chase with the red plus lunge. But we are gonna see this tank Gragas in the top. I'm actually really happy about this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they might have ended up having a little bit too much AP with like a Gragas jungle, and Starting's been playing a lot of Fiora jungle lately. So
Right. We have no cheeses this game. Pretty
and
standard clears. We do see Lemon actually starting Wolves going into his red side, which is this is a clear that he's really starting to like from watching his streams. It's so he can um, play on this Baron lane instead of full clearing red going blue.
mm-hmm.
He gets his 4 camps. Now we see in the bot lane already the Senna and Nasus being annoying. They just have so much sustain. I mean, the empowered Karma Q doesn't even do any damage because of the bone plating,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy. I would like to see Meals starting to kind of pressure this Annie, since he is ranged.
Yeah, we don't get to see this too much in like ranked, but Senna plus Nasus or Senna Galio Gragas, they're incredibly oppressive. And you have to actually practice this a lot. You have to practice playing
Mm-hmm.
against this because it's we saw how disgusting the karma was in this game, and now she's looking like she's playing Soraka or something, like stepping
Mm-hmm.
back, playing safe. Like, look, it basically healed Arvo here. Just not too much damage, but Starting's dashing over the wall here. They're looking to pressure this
Mm-hmm.
lane right here.
I mean, right now, both junglers are just trading blue buff sides. This is actually more beneficial for starting because they're kind of punishing the ADC side of
Yeah,
things. And you could already see Meals trying to look for that roam, but he did it a little too early. But Ezreal's still losing gold right now. This dive could potentially happen, but Nasus is pretty useless. This could be a big
Starting's
throw.
has the riposte, is able to get the stun off here onto Karma. She's very low. She's still
Oh,
living. They get the first blood onto the Ezreal. Gume's still chasing. He's super low. Nas is barely alive. Jxcki does
oh,
flash out. Vex ults down.
oh.
Misses.
Wow.
But Jxcki's able to clean
Wow.
up here. Picks up the second kill. But on the top side, Annie was able to rotate while Vex went. And Hitman goes down here. 2, almost 3 plates coming over to this Garen and Riven. Really
Yeah,
getting ahead in this matchup. 1,000 gold down
yeah,
here.
that was I mean, I already knew it once I saw they tried to do it. I mean, Senna Nasus does not have, like, if you have Galio or something, you could do that type of dive,
Yeah.
but you just can't. I mean, Ezreal getting those 2 kills is absolutely disgusting. Also, I just feel like Meals was pretty useless during that entire altercation because he missed his ult anyways and he was
Mm-hmm.
late. So maybe
There's
he
just a
should have looked to defend
hesitation.
Hitman. Maybe he
Yeah.
just looks to defend Hitman there. But definitely that's a big win on the red side.
Meals swapping lanes with Arvo now. Just going to have this Nasus clearing mid. Little bit more of aggressive lane here now with the Vex and the
Hmm.
and the but at the same time, the Font of Life Nasus is like so oppressive as
Yeah.
well here. Lebmont clearing out wards here in the mid lane.
Wow, this lane swap is actually very interesting. Deciding to put the Vex and the Senda together and putting Nasus in mid is very interesting.
Look
I
at this
guess it
Gragas in the
works.
top. He's almost dead. Sandwich did use Ignite and ult, so
Hmm.
they're going to get a
Lemont
reset
wants more
here.
plates. Lemont
Yeah.
wants more plates.
Doesn't have the demolish on Riven this time, but getting that plate value on Riven early is incredible. Oh, but
Oh yeah,
Garen had
Garen
to
has it.
demolish,
Oh my
so
god.
that's how they're able to get all those plates there. This lane swap here, they're losing lane now, dude. Um, I mean the
Wow.
Ezreal did get quite fed here, but and the Senna's actually even gold with Ezreal. Root comes out, not too much happening here.
Yeah, that
Um,
support item, the sickle, when you're having that many fights with the sickle, you get a lot of value because you're proccing all your gold
yep,
and you get that extra damage stats that it does provide.
a
Oh,
lot of
little
trades
fight in the
here.
bot lane.
Positive
Oh,
trade here for
if
Mules and
Senna's root
Jxcki.
landed, that could have been
Yeah,
deadly.
very deadly. And he was looking to get a back off on the Nasus. Nasus was able to stop her and get the first reset.
Hmm.
Blue team looking like they will be to this objective first. Starting
Blue side
isn't
should
gonna
look to
have his
trade.
Sunderer though. Wait,
Hmm.
blue side does not have their Sunderer on their. Oh, gets viewed by the
Oh, and
sweeper. Has
starting
to
to.
stay now.
Yeah,
Riven
I feel
up
like
a
we should be
cleaver.
trading.
Yeah, I mean so much damage here. Gragas taking a lot of damage. Went for the I don't know what item he's building. Pops the
Vex
barrier.
missed ult again.
Vex missed all the curse of the Vexal. Arvo's looking to go in. Vex does clean up the Garen
Wow.
on the flip side. Fight's looking actually good for the blue team.
Yeah, that was
Annie
massive.
still has ult. Annie still has ult. Arvo solo gets poked off, has to
Ooh.
flash out. Starting full HP on this Herald here. Lebmont's super low, looking to keep pushing, and Annie still has ult. Has the 4 stack. Goes in with oh my gosh, so much damage here
Oh my
coming out.
god.
Lemont goes in, steals the Herald, does die though. Karma Root is coming out. Annie ult finally comes, stuns the
Think
whole
we can
team.
clean this
Gume's
up?
so low, starting looking to go in. Vex terrified, so much damage.
Oh
Garen's
my god.
sneaking in from behind here. We're looking to go down. We need to reset here. This is a
We need
very bad
tempo.
tempo play. Very bad tempo
Wow,
here.
we're starting it.
Starting this up.
Starting
Okay,
it.
so it's gonna be 5v4 a little bit longer here. Lebmont's coming back full HP, starting half HP, has the smite, so much damage. Garen
Oh my god.
ults, the repose
parry.
comes out. The smite comes out from starting, really showing off the practice on this Fiora pick. Lebmont is here now though. Hitman basically will die.
Oh.
Lives, Senna so much damage. Lebmont on the backside picks up meals. Starting fell at the middle of that team fight, but takes the dragon on an extremely greedy play, but it works out.
That was a crazy sequence of events. Now, Riven did steal that Rift Herald, so is able to get a lot of value mid. Now, them saving this mid turret is really huge for blue side, but I think that's actually a huge victory for blue. They
Yeah.
got a bunch of kills that I don't think they should have, but if you look back and think about that Rift Herald fight, starting ulted Riven and was able to do so much damage to Lebmont that Lebmont had to be out of the fight.
Yep.
And also, I mean, think about it. If Vex lands ult, I mean, the game was literally, it might have been just
they're not
over
able
right
to
there.
defend this mid tower. Ezreal gets a sneak in there, and the top tower
They're
falls
gonna get a
as
top
well.
turret too. Wow.
I mean, they were able to get
That's
that
not
dragon,
good.
but it cost them massive tempo and two towers after that, and we're looking at a 2,500 gold lead here from the blue team, from the red team.
Yeah, that was not good. But you know what? I think blue side is actually they looked like they were team fighting pretty well together. So I think this Gragas and this Nasus are actually going to be able to put a lot of work in these team fights. The one thing is that red side, the only thing they have to play for is this bottom blue turret. That is literally the only thing that they got to play for. So Sarni needs to keep this in mind, and they need to defend this turret and hopefully catch maybe red side overextending and throwing there.
Yeah. It is the next play here for the red team. They've got the Nasus here. Pretty strong wave clear. We're moving the Vex away back into the mid lane. Massive 4-man rotate here. Not too much Arvo
Nasus
can
is
do
alone
here.
here.
Is able to back out here. Drops the cripple onto Lebmont.
So what blue side decides to do is go for the trade. Instead of defending, they're like, you know what? Since we know red wants bottom blue, we'll give them bottom blue and we'll just take top red.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to trade out some camps here. Did Lebmont take the Krugs there? I know on the top side they were able to take Krugs.
I don't think they were up. They might have been, but
Okay.
I don't think they were up.
So that is a
Yeah,
plus one
it's a
for the
trade.
blue team then. They're able to get that jungle camp off the hands of Lebmont. Lemont still up a little bit of gold on starting here, but much better game here. Happy to see him on a little bit more of a comfort than the Diana jungle. It can be strong in the last game, but Vexal comes out, goes on to Gume. He still has his blink though. Very aggressive play here. Herald spawning in 30 seconds. Yeah, that was the flash. He E'd. I didn't notice that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Huge here for the Vex. Will not have it for this Rift Herald, but the Dragon in a minute and, minute and a half, 2 minutes. The flash will still be down, but the Vexal will be up. Herald?
Yeah, I mean, Vex gets ult back in 30 seconds, so I think the game plan for Blue is kind of you try to delay this fight and just sustain through the Senna heals. The Annie ult's going to be important here.
Big Shroud from Senna. Use the ult to engage. Hitman doing the poke.
They can just do Rift
Vex
here.
has the bulk. Yeah, the eye comes out. Fiora takes it. Riven dashed in for that. The grand entrance is from Fiora. The healing's going off. A lot of damage here from Jxcki. Had to commit the flash to get over the wall to help starting. Arvo's on a reset. Gume doing so much damage with Vex. Flashes in. Huge damage from her E. And that's the end of a team fight. Wow. That's a 2 for 3 for the blue team. Huge play here. Starting popping off with the Fiora, man. So
that was huge.
So much damage onto Lemont.
Being able to secure that Rift Herald was massive. I mean, if you think back to that fight, Riven literally full sent it into that pit to try to steal that Rift Herald, and Starting was still able to react and steal it. And not only that, Starting secured the Rift Herald and immediately went over the wall and killed Riven. Also, Senna putting in so much work with the ultimate, with the Senna Qs, and the Senna E was actually very good. That's how they were able to
Shroud
push out Red Side out.
Shroud ult engage was incredible there. They're able to take that kill, and now Starting's up 1,000 gold on Lemont after this play. His first lead in the series. Excited to see what he can do with the gold he has. Shroud here.
I really want to see a Vex
engage from Lemont. Senna flashed over the wall before. Garen's looking to keep going. Starting's finishing off this blue, but his team is falling. Cosmic Soul is on the backside. Arvo has to flash out. So much going on here. We'll zoom out. Cosmic looking to go here.
Gotta give.
Starting
they gotta give that.
Yeah, they give it, but we will get this mid turret. Hopefully. No, not quite. Starting going fully cross map. Gonna pick up this tier 2. Dragon is traded, but it will be Lemont's first. So it's something that we're gonna be fine with.
That was a big throw from Jxcki, but I think Starting reacted perfectly to it. He dropped the Rift Herald mid, went top, and also Starting also took the blue too. So honestly, it was blue side reacted so well. Look at the gold lead. Yep. There's nothing. It's only 100 gold.
They lose the kill. I mean, and Starting still up 1,000 gold. We've got this Fiora carry. I mean, the people that are really up here is Ezreal, and you're playing with the Senna and Nasus. We don't need gold on those two champs. Senna's got, what she needs here. She's got the Executioners, and just huge value here.
Yeah, and Senna is 2 souls away from 50, which is going to be pretty huge for her. And I think it's actually interesting that Jxcki has a tier of Goddess without actually completing Man Immune early, so that will be interesting to see how that plays out.
I think it helped a lot in the early game, right? So he has a full item versus a Man Immune you occasionally see. I think in China they actually just go full boots first, or at least they used to.
But they actually rush Man Immune now.
They do rush Man Immune. Yeah. I mean, the Cleaver was definitely impactful on that first set of fight. Annie comes out, didn't have 4 stacks. Arvo's just going to walk right out of there with the Shroud. Starting is on a bit of a flank here, but he can't clear the ward on time. Has to put it away.
Garen's up a lot of gold onto Gragas, so I feel like this Gragas Garen could be actually a really big threat when just split pushing. Because Carmen Ezreal can just keep poking at blue and just let their Garen split push. Looks like they're doing a lot of grouping right now, but Vex could have an opportunity to get a free bot turret here. So bad macro from Red.
Yeah, good push here from Vex. Meals getting the value here. We'll be able to pick up one more wave. The thing about the Garen and the Gragas though is this is 2 tanks. This isn't the traditional This isn't the traditional like AD Garen like pseudo tank. Oh,
Any protobelt
huge.
Yeah.
Ends up dying though to the stasis of Meals. Lives that. Missed that for a second. Really close here. But starting, looking to pick up this mid tower.
Wow.
Gets behind. This is a huge flank, but he's just gonna back off. So much
Gragas
damage.
is on the other side.
Yeah. Gragas is a full tank here. He's got the crown, the Searing Crown, and the Frozen Gauntlet. They're just pushing it forward. Lemon pops the ult, is going in. Flash Q, gets Jxcki so low, gets Garen ulted. It's just soaking these ults here. Starting still doesn't have his ult. He does. He pops it. Stasis from Lebmont, so much damage going out. Starting isn't able to proc the full Fiora ult, but Hitman goes in with a massive body slam flash, kills him, forces the Karma flash, and that might just be an inhib here for Starting's team. Massive play here from Hitman. Let's get a quick replay of that. He pops
that was absolutely
Stasis
insane.
from Lebmont, so much
honestly,
damage going out. Starting isn't able to proc the full Fiora ult, but
Hitman
Hitman goes in with a massive body slam flash, kills him, forces the Karma flash, and that might just be an inhib here for Starting's team. Massive play here from Hitman. Huge from Hitman. You don't get to see that right in between too often, you know? Really impressed with Hitman's play there. I mean, he's just playing a full tank, right? So if you're not landing these flash engages, you can't really do much because you can barely clear the wave. Great play here from him.
Honestly, that was really bad from red side. They invested Ribbon Flash, Karma Flash, Ezreal Flash, just to lose that play. And that's going to pay off really well for blue side because they are going to be scaling super hard with this Nasus, Senna, Vex. I mean, honestly, at this point, I really do think it's blue side's game to lose. The most important fight of the game will be at this third dragon for sure.
It's coming up in a minute now, it looks like.
I mean, Garen still has such a good gold lead. Red side's doing such a great job at clearing out the wards in the pit. Looks like they're actually messing around with Baron.
Yeah, we've got a lot of shields here, so they're not going to lose too much HP. Let's talk about these two team fights. How do they need to approach these dragons? Who needs to be there first? And are there any flank opportunities from either team?
Right, so what we need to see is this Annie looking for flanks, right?
Yeah.
Because she has this big ultimate. If Annie's
in the meantime, though, Starting's going to use his ult really early. It has a very short cooldown, though, so probably will be up during this dragon fight. Going back to the Annie, what does the Annie need to do to start some of these team fights?
So Annie's going to need to look for these protoball.
But the Annie ult comes in. Very good. It goes on to Hitman, though. Not enough damage here. Starting goes to half HP. Pops the Sterox, too. That's massive here. Amaranth pops on the Garen. Half HP on the whole red team. Starting all the way back up at full HP after smiting. Gets his HP back. Lebmont less than half now. Arvoyan just poking with that Nasus E. So much damage. Is going to have to pop the ult. Goes down very low. Lebmont flashes. Gets the steal on the dragon. But they lose 2 people. They lose 3 people. This is so huge. Starting with the proto belt. Hitman goes behind. Can get the body slam off. This might just be the end of the game. Gume, what can he do there? He used that's his wave clear. Garen goes down too.
Senna can just heal them up here. 2
objectives up here. What can Gume do here? This isn't going to be a golden nexus. If they want to push, they can do it. Another wave coming. Shroud comes in. They go on to the fear. The cast. They're down. Massive wave here. And Starting's team is going to take game 2. Oh my god, what a crazy ending. We had the flash steal from Lebmont there. Very flashy, but you overextend, the rest of your team dies, and you lose the game for that dragon.
Wow. Honestly, absolutely phenomenal game coming out of blue side. I mean, honestly, Starting put in so much work with this Fiora in these fights. I mean, just being able to fight against this Ribbon pick so well. And also, I mean, wow, this Gragas pick, I mean, we see why it's so good. It was flexed it could be flexed everywhere. Putting it on Hitman made it work.
That was an interesting build, but made it work, you know. I'm not the biggest fan of this Searing Crown, you know, but just phenomenal play here from Hitman, making so much space, and wow.
Yeah. Also, I mean, Cosmic engaging on the tank Ragus in that last
Yeah,
fight? Was
yeah,
that
it's
really
not
the
a
best target to go for? I don't think so. And that's just not the way that you want to execute this type of composition. And also, I think it comes out a little bit in draft. Is pairing Ezreal with Annie the smartest decision? I feel like you're
yeah,
going
yeah,
to kind of
yeah.
want a different type of ADC to actually execute someone because I mean think about it, that one time in mid lane where they hard engaged onto Jxcki, I mean it took so much for them to actually kill
Yep.
him that blue side just ended up taking over that game. So really good performance from honestly starting Jxcki and Hitman. Also, Meal's doing a great job. Even though his ultimates were sus, he had some really good flash
Yeah,
fears
really, yeah,
coming out in those
incredible actually.
fights.
Yeah, I was
Hmm.
really impressed with the Meals play because we were, a little questionable on Meals. Doesn't play too much, but I think he showed what he's got in this last
Yeah.
game.
So looks like Vex 100% win rate. Also, Jxcki is going to be able to walk away this week. So far, have not lost a single game in any of these in any of these pro matches, which I think is a pretty cool thing to know.
Yeah. Oh, is he 4-0 now?
Yeah, he's flawless. He's flawless.
Holy
My boy
Moses!
is flawless
Okay.
right now. Yeah,
Well, we should have
pretty
a
wild.
finals tonight, so we'll have to
Mhm.
see if either Gume or School can
School, make it
maybe
out.
show him something in finals. Let's take a look at the
Hmm.
matches. Our third match of the day. We will have finals
Right.
after this. It'll be the top two players from each role, battling
Hmm.
out in a little last match here. Um, any interesting lane matchups you'd like to take a look at here?
Yeah, this one's interesting. I think the reason for it is Hestia is actually not going to be in this match. So we're going to see two melee supports fighting it out, and that's really what I want to see. I also think I want to maybe see School play something a little bit different. Maybe he lets go of the Varus this game and tries to go something else that can really have a really big impact. I think also seeing Meals against Asami will be interesting because both. I think the funny thing is both Meals and Asami play the weirdest things. Like
Yeah.
maybe we see a singed mid this game with Asami going something crazy as well. Lebanon starting was very mad from that first game, not being able to make any decisions in that game. He picks the Fiora and it's like, okay, we can contest this Rift, we can contest this Dragon, we can start this, we can do that, and that's very important when your jungler is in a position to make those type of calls.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so I think this game will be interesting. I also want to see how Lemont reacts to this Fiora because I don't think he was. It was really hard for him to play Riven into Fiora.
You remember the counter do you remember what we used to play into Fiora?
Um, Maybe Rengar. Did you guys play Rengar?
Dude, you know what? I actually thought of it backwards. I was thinking he was gonna play Jax, but that's the
Oh
opposite.
yeah, but I think the thing with Jax is I love Jax a lot. Really strong melee champion, but it's just like the jungle clear is very hard. He can't do a full, he can't like full clear the entire jungle. It's just too slow.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was actually like the Fiora clear was not as quick as Riven's, but was still able to get a crab, get trade blue side jungles, which was interesting. I also think that the Ezreal pick really does not work when you like don't play around Ezreal. Like if we saw in the first game, like I think Ezreal just had so much more synergy with that composition than in this
Mhm.
game. So I
Yeah.
want Gume to really maybe not even pick Ezreal either because and I don't think they will because they're not going to have an enchanter support to back up the play. But I think this game, honestly, I'm very excited to see this bot lane matchups because I think we could actually see APCs just coming out.
Yeah, with these two tank supports, I
Hmm.
I kind of would like to see it. I'd like to see, doesn't highlight the ADCs like we wanted to, but we got some pretty banger games from our
Yeah.
first two ADCs. So if we do
Hmm.
go back to a little Varus Ziggs, resident sleeper, won't be too
Hmm.
upset because maybe we get to highlight Arvo and Kansui on some of these engaged supports. Um,
Right.
Played the Nasus, that's not an engaged support in the last one, but
Hmm.
the Rakan in the first game, I think it did a lot of work there.
Yeah, and I think wow, I mean this Senna pick, if I'm the ADCs watching that, I'm like, wow, dude, this Senna did so much healing, so much
Yep.
damage, so much CC, so much shielding, and movement speed.
it really provided a lot. I think it was a phenomenal pick, and I was even talking about it in the draft before they picked it. When you're up against the poke composition, you need some type of sustain, or you're just gonna get slowly poked out, and just you're gonna slowly lose the game. So going to this next game will be interesting because I think Lemont will have a better reaction to this Fiora pick, and in the bot lane we'll be able to see both melee engage supports, and in the mid lane I think is where we're gonna see some cooking happening.
Oh, I just have remembered. I've actually now remembered the counter. It's Kha'Zix. So you play Kha'Zix. You play You talked about that at the start of the broadcast.
Yeah, I would like to see some
So you play
Kha'Zix,
Kha'Zix into Fiora, and that's like kind of how you play around
yeah.
that, I believe.
I think putting Lemont on Kha'Zix is a great thing to do because he could just hyper farm and he could really just carry the game on his own, like on his own terms. And you're also not really on a time limit. I feel like that game Red Side did feel like they were kind of on a time limit, and I think it was actually really great that they were able to steal that Infernal Dragon, but the problem was they literally lost the game right after. So yeah, I think this game, let's maybe work with an APC in this game, and also see kind of like I want to see some melee mid laners kind of going at it, instead of just seeing Vex in the mid lane. Maybe we even ban Vex. Let's get both these guys. Let's get Meals. Let's get Asami off Vex, and let's put these guys on something a little bit different. I think that's a smart decision for Red Side to actually make, banning the Vex, because it's 100% win rate. Leaving it open because it was first picked, or actually no, it wasn't first pick that game. Gragas was first pick, but I think let's take Vex off the board maybe.
Yeah, I think we take Vex off the board. You'd still be able to ban the Zoe and the Aatrox, right? So you've still got pretty good ones. The only thing that you're maybe questionable about now, if we're taking a look at these matches, is that MTS is on the other team. So like, maybe we take off the Zoe. Do you know what I mean? We do Vex, Aatrox, Garen or something along those lines. Because I think MTS probably wants to play the Garen after he saw that last game. Like, that was not an MTS Garen, I'll be honest. So maybe show Nikki what's up with the Garen. I would not be surprised if he wanted to do something along those lines.
Honestly, starting could just I think what they can actually do this game is they could leave Aatrox open, because I don't know if Lemont is really going to be running Aatrox jungle, and MTS is definitely not playing Aatrox. And it would be cool maybe to see starting on the Aatrox. Do you think MTS can run Aatrox?
Oh yeah, he spammed it when we were trioing. It's the only thing he played. We basically 100% like win rated him from like Master 1 all the way up to like GM like 30 or something. And then he started playing the Gussie, and then we got to like a 50% win rate.
Okay, so I think we will expect that Aatrox, and I think we're going to see the Zoe Aatrox ban. I think there's just no way around it on Red Side. And then you could leave that last ban a little bit more flexible. Maybe you take Jace off the board if you're starting and not even worry about it. Because I don't know if starting really has an answer to Jace jungle. I don't even know if there is an answer to it besides just not getting behind to the Jace. Like, if you don't let Jace snowball, just don't get behind. So I think we'll see the Aatrox Zoe ban. I think we could see blue side maybe even banning the Fiora. Maybe Lemont's like, okay, I'm going to respect starting's jungle pick here and just take it off the board. And we could also see a Gragas ban as well.
All right, yeah, that makes sense to me. I think Gragas too, yeah. So I haven't been in the tournament meta too much lately. It's really exciting to see these like strong picks come out, because like one of the the thing that I actually get to do it as a when I was coaching was the draft thing. You know what I mean? And it's just so much fun to see like kind of things shift as like something because you'll have like phases where like Gragas is like pick ban. And then you'll go like a month of like nobody playing him because they weren't practicing him, and then all of a sudden in a tournament, the Gragas gets pulled out, and then it like has to be banned. It has to be like pick banned like the rest of the time. So.
That's just I feel like how it goes. Like I feel like people can only spam so many champions so many times before they get bored and try different things and maybe find counters. some of the best picks coming out of China is actually coming from the Olaf, Camille, Jace, Ribbon, Lee Sin. Like, these are very strong picks. And also Gragas. Gragas has, like, some of the most games with a 70% win rate, which is really crazy to see. That's why I just really, you know, I really would like to see the Kha'Zix, though. I feel like that's one jungler that is, like, you need to be a really good jungler player to play Kha'Zix. Like, not much people were able to pull out Kha'Zix very successfully. Like, thinking back at that tournament, like, at regionals in NA, like, I think Lebmont was maybe one of the only people to really execute the Kha'Zix well, because I don't think we didn't. Did Sheesh play it too?
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
A little
bit.
Not
too much, but we had, like,
not too much, though.
Fiora Rengar sort of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely. I think it would be cool to just see Lemont on a hyper carry jungler, and also maybe this Renekton. Like if I'm MTS and Nikki here, right? We both like they both just lost to Hitman. Hitman whipped out the Renekton, whipped out the Gragas. Maybe they're gonna take a play out of Hitman's book and run one of these champions instead, because I think the Renekton did a lot in that first game too, creating a lot of space for Ezreal to actually play the game. And also the Gragas was just such a good pick at countering the engage coming out of Annie and Riven, which was really good. So maybe I think the Baron picks actually matter quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it comes back though, like, why were we playing Annie again, dude?
I think Cosmic was like, yo, team, let me cook here. This is an Annie angle. And I bet Lebmon and Gume were like, what is this guy doing, bro? Like, that's exactly what they were thinking. They were like, what is this guy doing? But they let him have it.
You need to go to your book.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, here we can see a little bit something different coming out of MTS and Nikki, because I really want to see MTS not on set. I want him on something a little bit more comfortable. Something more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe on Camille, Garen, Renekton, like the standard Baron laners that have been meta for so long.
The good thing is he is on this he's on the blue side this game. So you should have the ability to he should be able to get a pick now, because he was on the red team last game, so they're able to ban out what it was like. It was like Garen, Fiora, Camille, or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And then first pick Gragas. So,
but that's something you can't do on red. You have to ban the power picks, right?
Exactly.
So I think we'll actually see MTS. I hope they maybe prioritize Camille first pick if it is open, because I think MTS has a very good Camille and is able to make a lot of smart decisions with it. But now we got everyone in the lobby, and I think everyone's excited for this next game here.
All right. This will be our third match, last match of the semifinals. We don't have the spreadsheet up, but I'm pretty sure Meals and Asami, have they won games yet? They're 1-1.
So they're 1-1. Jxcki Hitman 2-0, starting 1-1. Lemont 1-1. Basically, the only people that are 2-0 is Hitman and Jxcki. Everyone else is, I think, 1-1.
Okay, so Meals Asami are guaranteed into
and
this
Cosmic
one, right?
is actually 0-2. So Cosmic and Hestia are both 0-2. So they're basically done. And both supports are, or Voni is 1-0 right now, and Konsui is 1-0. So right here, will I guess kind of dictate the
winner. Okay, so
I mean, I think they both make it. No, I mean supports both make it into the finals if there is one. Jxcki makes it into the finals. Hitman makes it into the finals. So this game will dictate the ADC and the Baron lane here. Yeah,
all right, exciting. All right, so I think we're about to jump into this game. We talked a little bit about the bans here. What would you like to see from blue then? Because we talked about maybe some mandatory red side bans. What are we looking to get?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm blue side, I would ban out the things I'm scared of. So I'm kind of scared of starting Fiora here. They actually start off strong with the Zoe ban on blue side. Which,
I don't like this.
But I guess they have to, because Meals isn't feeling confident on the Zoe, and we know Asami is one of the best Zoes in the region. My God, these bans on blue side are very crazy.
Yeah, the problem here is you're letting MTS get banned out now.
Yeah.
Because you're taking away so many of these strong picks that that like I expect like a Camille ban now or something. Oh, but here's the thing.
Yeah,
So if they leave Camille or Gragas open here, they will guarantee that they get to pick one of them.
Yeah. It definitely leaves some options here. I do think like the bans are definitely reversed. Like you would think that red side was blue and blue was red side.
I think you caught it with the Meals though. We do want to get rid of the Zoe for Asami, right? Whereas Meals might not feel quite as comfortable on it. So
yeah, and we also see Lucian as the final ban on blue
Lucian
side.
Banned out for Gume, okay. One of his comfort picks, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like we put MTS on the Gragas. Maybe I don't know how comfortable he feels with it, but I think Gragas is definitely another you got like go-to first pick. Maybe even Renekton.
Yeah, maybe Renekton. Probably the Gragas or Camille. Now that the Camille's gone, I think we're looking for the Gragas. What do you know about the Gragas Renekton matchup? Because that's probably what we see.
It's mainly a skill matchup, but basically I think what it is Renekton has prio in the lane, but Gragas just sustains like throughout the lane, so it's a mitigator. But Renekton kind of still makes the decision. So right here, we're gonna just see the Gragas Renekton being traded out, which I think is smart. I think it's just smart.
Yep. You get rid of
But the one thing is though, the Gragas can still move, and they can put a different answer towards Renekton. But I don't know what the answer towards Renekton would be if you do decide to flex the Gragas.
What would you answer into Renekton?
I mean, Jace is still up also.
Well, maybe he could go Shen. He could maybe go Shen or something.
Oh, Shen is actually... I feel like Shen is such a strong Baron laner. Pretty underrated, though.
MTS got it perma-banned at Worlds, by the way. We were not allowed to play Shen after our first 2 matches. Yeah. It was unfortunate because we didn't get to play it at Regionals.
Maybe we see some Scion.
Okay.
Oh, Gume. Gume saying he wants the Varus.
Okay, the Varus is picked. Okay, Varus engaged. We're gonna see the Senna. Okay. Wait, so the beauty of this is you pick the Senna, and then they have to choose whether or not they're going to ban out the other Senna things, Nasus Gallia. Right. Because you have the flex with Gragas. Or you can, in their 4th and 5th slot, pick something, they could pick a non-Grog, like, they could pick a different top laner. And then maybe get a favorable matchup for Renekton. So massive draft gap here so far. I actually really like what they've done. Last pick here is probably gonna just be a mid laner. Probably see the Vex picked up. That's what I see most likely.
Ooh.
Gonna get TF is still up. We have it in this slot.
I mean, I think right here we should take a mid laner for this Akali. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Keep the junglers a mystery right now, because B side could just ban out junglers and pick the other one, which is good for them. So I think they go mid lane here, but I'm actually curious what Asami would want to pick against this Akali here.
Yeah, I mean, Diana's off the board. The Galio
support or flex. They could flex it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a common mid lane pick, but who knows? Maybe Asami's...
But it also takes away a fasting partner, Pierce.
Yeah, it does.
It takes away a fasting partner.
You're right. So you can maybe still go...
So they could ban Nasus here and just like kind of force the Gragas into the farming lane.
Yeah.
And have MTS play something else against this Renekton.
Yeah, I'm interested about that. We've got... Yeah,
yep,
so
they're going just with that.
I think it's smart. Here. What would MTS play then is the question here.
I mean, maybe okay, you could run. I mean, I feel like. I think you can just run the set if you have to. Honestly, maybe even Wukong. I think Wukong's actually a really good Baron laner. He has sustain.
Yeah, Wukong's huge. I don't know how much practice he has on it. I mean, my big question is like, do you just ban the Shen just in case? Like, I don't know, you'll be lacking some damage. But you have this Akali. If you have, honestly, these first 3 picks do so much damage if Gragas, goes to AP, farmer.
Yeah, maybe you go Darius. Maybe MTS whips out Darius against Renekton because I think it's a little bit more of a skill matchup. And also, I think,
you could go just another tank like Scion.
So Vi.
But oh yeah, so maybe we starting wants to go. I think starting wants Lee. Oh, but Lee Sin's
Yeah, but
banned.
that's why I was
Yeah.
interested in the
Mhm.
Vi ban, you know?
Yeah, because the Lee's already taken off the board. Maybe okay. So Riven's still on the board here, for starting.
Yeah.
But also Jace is still open, which I feel like is such a mistake. Unless starting wants to take the Jace. I
Get
mean,
the Vex
starting's a
ban. I
great
like
Jace
this.
player.
We forgot to mention that. Good to get this Vex off the
Uh,
board. Asami.
Honestly, I want to see a Jace pick for
Oh!
starting low key.
Oh my gosh, I
Oh.
just forgot. Vex reveals Akali in Shroud with her ult. So maybe a big miss
Really?
on this Galio. So if we pick the Vex
Mm.
there, which, you know, has been performing phenomenally even without her ult.
Right.
Interesting. So to take that away, we're going to pick up this Riven. It's probably going jungle.
Yeah, it's definitely in the jungle.
We'll have to see the
Um,
Olaf.
I think you want. I mean, I think we need to build somewhat of a front line for this Senna.
Yeah.
Here, because we only have Gragas right now, and I feel like Olaf can be a decent pick. It counters the Varus, the Galio, so it is not a bad of a pick.
Okay.
Oh, and just go. I think we should just go.
Oh, it's a
something
Kali
toxic.
top into Renekton. Oh my gosh, that's what it is.
I don't know how I like that. I don't want Jason. I would
It's
like
good.
Mills on
It's
just
good. Akali is
something
good
else,
into
though.
Renekton. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I believe that. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
would like Meals to not go Jace.
Okay, so then we're gonna go for the Shen instead. This is a
Okay.
beautiful team
Oh!
color. Oh my God, we're all
They
over the
said
place. Okay, so
Oh
we're
my
gonna end up
God.
getting the Corki mid, Akali top. We have got the Gragas Senna bot lane.
Okay. I think that this draft is a little scuffed though. Like it's just very kind of squishy. I mean, Olaf only has kind of Gragas to engage with him.
Yeah, we're gonna get this full tank, you know, Olaf setup though. You know that
We need an AP champ on Asami. Wow.
Okay. So we're gonna go full AD. I mean,
Yeah,
Gragas
I
can
don't
go
know.
into this Rod of Ages into the armor item. Reflector.
Varus could go AP too.
Yeah, Varus could go AP. I wonder how comfortable Gume is with that. Our Voin is playing this Senna lane twice now. It's a role a lot of supports I think don't play too well because you end up farming the whole game. You know, it's a weird change.
It's a weird play style change.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're used to roaming and doing all the
Yeah.
support things, but then you realize, oh god, I have to sit in this lane
Yeah.
and just catch waves. While the ADC is like, oh god, now I need to roam
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
So that's what makes it kind of complicated for NA players to really execute Senna. But I think that Senna's a great pick here because you're going to sustain against the Varus. So it's always a great option. Senna's
Yeah.
always a great option. And I think we cannot let this Olaf get fed. If you're red side, you already need to think this. We cannot let Olaf get fed because if Olaf gets fed, I mean, he's just going to run us down. Like, Varus
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
stop
yeah.
it. Galio can't stop it. So I think maybe we could see how Corki utilizes mid-prio this game.
Yeah, I mean the mid pro is gonna be pretty big here. It's kind of gonna be the name of the game ultimately.
Yeah.
We're whoops.
Getting right into this.
So
No lane swaps.
no lane swaps. Yeah, so it's Riven mid actually. Kind of we didn't get to see starting on the Zed jungle in the first game. Forgot his item. Is gonna pick it up now though. Massive
Skull
mid
also
pro.
opts to go Fleet Footwork instead of Kraken Slayer, which I don't know how I feel about. I think Kraken Slayer is actually really OP on Senna.
Oh yeah, you've been using Kraken. I haven't.
Yeah. I think Kraken's very good, and I don't think this laning phase is that bad for Senna to really need Fleet Footwork for the sustain. But we'll have to see how that plays out. I want to see starting playing Zed jungle. He's very comfortable on Zed jungle.
Missed a minion here in the bot lane, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna kind of hurt, but they did get the XP, which is what matters.
No. They missed the XP. That's what I was saying.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, they just hit level 2. Massive,
Yeah.
massive
Oh.
space here. The
Double
Gragas
root.
taking a lot of damage. He's able to root. The miss from Kansui here. Unfortunate for the Galio. Was a really positive trade until then. Trades back and forth here.
Yeah, Galio going for the roam. He's like, all right, this laning phase is chalked. I'm just gonna go roam, do what I do best. And he's gonna kind of help Riven get prio here, in the lane against Corki, which is pretty smart actually. I like this play. Gume can just catch this wave alone. He doesn't really need to worry about it.
I've been seeing this a lot with the Varus. It's so safe. You can help out this mid lane, which you actually see a lot. The support roaming over. Before we get too into this like next scuttle phase, another rune I want to talk about is Akali didn't go with fleet. So if you're not going fleet on Akali in the top lane, like in mid lane, you're not going to do too often. It means you're really comfortable with this matchup here, and you're just gonna giga scale with Conqueror. You do so much damage, and he's just surviving the lane phase here versus a lane bully with Kraken. So eventually you'll see MTS just taking over these team fights. Lebmont.
I mean, honestly,
up here.
I'm surprised. I mean, Starting's
gonna
be able to get level 5 here.
Top lane, we get the Olaf ult. Flash comes out from the Renekton.
And Akali gets the kill.
That's awesome. My god. Misses a wave too. We're going to get one, maybe two plates here. This is a cannon wave. So much of an advantage here. Actually, probably just one plate and a reset because we just tempo. It's all about tempo.
Yeah.
In your rank game, 100% of the time you look for the second plate. But if you go for the second plate, what ends up happening is Renekton gets back to lane here. You can't get your reset off. All the gold you could have spent, you're going to end up fighting. Oh, he started cloth armor too, by the way. Did you see that? So then wow. you fight Renekton with the cloth armor, and he now has Phage plus Ruby. So getting that reset off is super important. Really heads up play, and we don't even miss the cannon here. It's still alive. It's incredible play.
Oh, and Starting actually used his ultimate, but I don't know who he ulted because he didn't end up getting a kill. Yeah. So
must have happened while Olaf was diving. Yeah, I mean, essentially -1 kill because like you kind of assume you get an ult with a
you want to really get a kill with that ultimate.
So down a kill.
I think we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see kind of how that Akali kill will affect the Baron lane. I mean, as you can see, Galio is just roaming. Senna has to stick with Galio to kind of get the souls. But Senna also has Sickle again.
Oh, huge damage here from the Akali. Poking out this Renekton. Okay,
maybe we get a kill going on here.
Lemon.
Zed is just running straight out of base towards Renekton's side.
I mean, you
kind
have
of anticipating this.
Akali has the ult up now. Gotta be safe. Olaf was... They're pinging Olaf. They think he's there. Renekton commits the ult. The Galio ult comes down as well. Support... Global's coming all across this map.
Yeah.
Even the players are paying attention to this top lane, just like us. Corki roaming up here. So much attention here. Gotta be careful. I mean, Akali's already up 700 gold. That's not something
really
you want to see.
Scuttle.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if he's
comes up.
He might honestly die for this scuttle.
Yeah, he gets the smite off, takes it. That's going to be good for this objective fight here. School was roaming up. Yeah, we're going to use this for this subjective. I mean, you've got an Olaf, you've got this Corki package, you've got a fed Akali. I want to see a contest here. I think we might get our first contest of the night. Potentially looking for a double objective here for the Olaf with the Corki package. We'll see Lebmont tracking starting, seeing where starting goes, and then they go the same way. The Shroud here makes them invisible. The root comes
Zed,
down.
massive poke on the Senna and Olaf, but Senna will just heal it up.
Yeah. Huge value. Akali getting prio here from the top lane, though. Renekton either has to...
the trade.
They call the trade, even with the package. I mean, it's a safe play. We got a little poke out there. Good job from starting there. You know, defending that bush, and I'm impressed that they're able to get an objective versus this team.
Yeah, and getting Rift Herald is really good for this Zed because Zed kind of wants to get a lot of gold and kind of open up the map. Now, Zed, all the turrets are pretty...
Oh, they get out. I apologize. All the turrets are very healthy. You're right.
Yeah, so I mean, I think starting can kind of choose where he wants to put it, but if I'm starting, I want to put it on maybe my Varus' side because I want my Varus to get ahead. I mean, you got Gume, one of the best ADCs in the region. You want him to get ahead, so I'd
Mm-hmm.
probably place the Rift Herald on his side, and you could already see Gume in the bot lane instead of mid with
Yep.
the Corki.
Yeah, so Zed gonna clear this side of his map, and he's probably gonna walk right down here. We're gonna get this Herald money down. One more
Oh.
thing. Galio overextends just a little bit too much. The Galio comes out, but Zedal returns. Senna is a return on a return.
School's in a bad spot.
Varus ult comes back.
Oh my god.
Flash from Riven. So much damage. Galio comes down, knocks up the Gragas, doing so much damage. Khan gets the top knockup off onto this. Let's take a quick replay of this. Senna is a return on a return.
School's in a bad spot.
Varus ult comes back.
Oh my god.
Flash from Riven. So much damage. Galio comes down, knocks up the Gragas, doing so much damage. Khan gets the top knockup off onto this. Let's take a quick kill back and huge plays here. In the meantime, though, Asami just overextends a little bit, killing the Olaf off camera. Big plays coming out here from our players. Wow, I'm impressed that Khan was able to live through that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he got pretty lucky. I mean, that would have been such a great kill for Corki to get because Corki is a really big powerhouse in the late game, especially when he has a lot of kills.
Yeah.
I think now we have Varus in the mid lane. The next play for Red Side is to get that top turret. I think Varus should probably still honestly be on strong side and just let Riven clear mid, to be honest. But yeah, I mean I think like School was kind of in a bad spot or did not really react too well to kind of the Zed and the Varus there.
Yeah. As soon as the
and
Olaf
so
backs
that
up,
could
you
have
gotta
maybe
back up.
thrown that. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's okay. The game's still kind of pretty close. You got that Infernal Dragon. You do not want Red Side to kind of grow this gold lead any further.
Yeah. While we have a little bit of a lull in the game, I do want to talk a little bit about these builds that we've got here. The Gragas is actually going to be going full tank, farming Gragas into full tank. I don't hate it, especially with how fed this Akali is. Has the 2 kills. But the biggest thing is that I want to ask you about is this Corki build. I think we're getting this hybrid thing. Have you been able to play this?
Yeah, I mean, the Corki build is now man immune into Trinity or man immune into Divine Thunder, and then the third item you get is Riftmaker.
Yeah.
It's a pretty powerful build, and it's also really good. I mean, the Riftmaker is so good when you're up against a bunch of tanks. I do think, though, it's very interesting that Gragas didn't get Rod of Ages at least first, because you are farming. Just go Rod of Ages into Warmogs. I think that's a smarter build path because now you're you don't even really have wave clear with this Warmogs. And
I think Warmogs doesn't even work right now.
It
doesn't have enough HP.
Yeah. And he also doesn't. So the Warmogs is really OP when you are running the relic support item and you have the relic completed. The healing from the Warmogs is so much more. So I do think that's interesting. Gume is also running the new Varus build, which is you don't go man immune, you go Ghostblade, Edge and Knight into another like either Mortal Reminder or Grudge into Riftmaker. And it's very powerful.
It's like pure damage.
Powerful. Yeah, you execute people. We're gonna have a fight here.
We got a big fight here. Gallia looks to go in. Taunts to Arvoyan. He does stasis, but he doesn't have his bone plating to get out. Massive cast goes out along with the Sentinel. Renekton goes down almost instantly. Zedal comes out onto Arvoyan. He goes down. Riven is still going in though. Gallia comes down. So much damage. Taunt comes out from Gallia. Is able to flash out. Old School looks to follow flash. That's a 2 for 0. That's a 2 for 0.
Yeah. And they get the rift. They get the rift.
They're looking to get the wolves. They might even get this red. Dragon's coming up in 20 seconds. Was that the package? They did commit the package, I do believe, to that play. I mean,
that was a massive team fight for blue side because red side had such a great engage onto Gragas, but the Gragas baited them with the stopwatch. The stopwatch got so much time, and then the Gragas ultimate launched Renekton into the enemy team, and it was just a free 2 kills.
Yep, you had the Sentinel just to make sure they're very safe. Rift Herald's gonna get popped mid here. The idea is
Varus missed his ult.
Varus down. That's huge. Galliol is not up for a little while. Starting loses almost his whole HP. They do defend this mid turret, but I mean this dragon's as good as gone. Akaliol is committed. They're gonna be able to clear this mid wave. Double dragon here. We can't be pushing this. This greed is so much.
Yeah. Oh, Meals ults in.
They're able to take it. I mean, they're just so far ahead here. If you're the red team, what are you trying to do to come back into this game? We're down 2 dragons. Gold is fairly even. What's the win condition here for red team?
Okay, so keep farming it out. I mean, the gold lead is not too bad. What I would want to see is red side making a play for that top turret. That top turret is already half HP. So let's try to still funnel some more gold into this Varus, and also let's poke a little bit more. Like, we shouldn't be going into a straight up fight with Varus and Zed. You want to poke the enemy a little bit. Force Skull to keep healing up his team, and then find that right engage onto Senna. Killing Senna or Corki is a must.
God, we got a big fight here in the bot lane. Renekton's going down. He pops the ult. Meals is so low. So much damage coming down. But Meals cleans it up. Barely gets him with that last rocket. And that is a 1 for 0. The Olaf dies here in the top. He tried to get his blue. Is already gone. Galliard comes down. This is huge. We wanted them to scale it out, but what if they just fight? They kill Olaf, MTS as well. I missed that. MTS goes down as well.
Wow.
That was a 4v4. They're able to win. Their most fed members going down here.
Wow. I mean, I thought honestly when Meals killed Renekton that it was just like red side kind of clueless now, but no, they answered right back to that Renekton kill. They were like, okay, you can kill our Baron laner, but not only are we gonna kill Akali and Lepmont, we're going to take the top turret, and that was just a massive gold swing. Now it's only 100 gold deficit, which is huge.
Yeah, we've got stasis from for this next team fight though. It will happen in a little bit, but right now I'm seeing 3 stasis here for the blue team and only 1 on the red team. We're versus Zed, so they do become semi-mandatory, right? But those are huge buttons in this next team fight. Something we're going to have to take a look at. After the Varus ults, some of the Zed ults. Huge impacts, with this Zonia button.
Right. I think right now I want honestly starting to kind of start using the ultimate a lot more, because now we're getting into later stages of the game. Now, the thing you got to worry about if you're red side is this 3 dragon win condition for blue side. I mean, the 3 dragons give so much stacked stats that it's pretty hard to deal with. So the next dragon's
Starting's a little caught out here. He's already used his shadow. Aggro's the Baron to actually scare the enemy team away. It's actually a pretty valid thing to do. Able to get out with the shadow. Sorry.
Yeah, so red side, I think.
But Akali, the Riven all comes out. He's able to stasis. Olaf pops in. No more buttons from the Riven. The Galio comes down, but the Olaf's still in. The ult. Senna ult comes down. The taunt comes in. MTS goes in at the ult. No. He lives but dies to the ignite. He lives. Galio goes down right after Riven as well. Let's get right into a replay of that one. No more buttons from the Riven. The Galio comes down, but the Olaf's still in. The ult. Senna ult comes down. The taunt comes in. MTS goes in at the ult. No. He lives but dies to the ignite. He lives. Galio goes down right after Riven as well. Looking good for red, but oh my gosh, after that swing of events, we're up 3,000 gold. MTS up more kills. Can we scale it out?
Well. The Barons start to bait the red side into another fight. Gume looking to kind of poke over this wall.
Sandwich pops the ult. Varusol, massive Varusol. It's gonna spread all over the place. Olaf doing so much damage. Starting is so low. He goes in. Does he? He gets the steal.
Wow! Oh my god!
So much damage! Massive from Zed here. Starting, showing off all the practice he's been getting on stream. Can't believe that. Gume gonna push down. He's gonna get this mid turret down. Huge. What do you even do now? That's the one thing you can't have happen. This 3 dragon win condition might be off the board with the Baron buff on this dragon spawn.
Yeah, I mean, that was a massive... I mean, honestly, starting literally single-handedly saved the game with that steal. I do think that was maybe a reckless Baron start because I mean, the Zed is still alive, and we have no one zoning the Zed. We have not a single person zoning the Zed. So now what we gotta see is how Red Side utilizes this Baron. They only have Baron, I think, on 3 members: the Riven, the Varus, and Galio. Now I think Blue Side is just gonna give up this Dragon potentially here because the Kali is split pushing.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is a team fight, it could end badly for Blue.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great ult from
Oh, they're gonna fight it
to start it off. This Dragon is down. The taunt comes down. Gragas body slams in, has no more. Renekton once again gets cast in, instantly dead. Olaf ults down. The Galio comes on top of the Zed, but Olaf is still alive. Starting barely gets out. Old School so low. Is able to get his last shadow out. So much damage coming down, but the Baron is almost gone. Stasis will save this. Corki, but that's a kill.
Wow.
Huge damage.
Dude, Gragas ult is just broken. Like, it just launches Renekton into the enemy team, and there's just no answer to it. I mean,
Renekton has
Blue
Stasis
Side can't get much
fight.
because of the Baron.
Flash body slam doesn't get much. I like what he's looking for, but, you know, not enough team follow-up, and starting gets out fairly easily there. Minus flash for the Gragas here.
Yeah, pretty. Honestly, these last 5 minutes have been quite interesting. You know, it started with Red Side throwing into Blue Side almost getting Baron, and then them losing Baron, and then them winning a team fight against a team that has Baron. So it was just the one time that you would think that one team's winning, they find a way to kind of choke it. So honestly, this is anyone's game now. I mean, there's no 3 Dragon win condition. It's going to be a kind of a stalemate until Elder Dragon most likely.
Yeah, we've got a little lull in the games now. Let's take a quick look back at some of these builds. This is an Olaf build that is very popular in China. Essentially, if you're going Triforce on a jungler, you almost always go Warmogs next. You might not see Lebmont do this too much in a ranked game because, you know, maybe you want to build that Sterex or something, but the little bit of HP you get from Triforce will activate that Warmogs, and it's just so good in a competitive match. The Olaf gets poked out, but the Zed ult comes out. Doesn't get much here because the exhaust gets popped from Arvoinen. That's a good trade, but on the top side, MTS almost dies to the Riven. He lives again. MTS is getting away with murder in these games. I can't believe it. The Stasis Shroud makes him live here. Baron spawning in 2 seconds. It's almost down. Lebmon looks to go in. Ultimate. Huge ult from Varus. Corki's going to go down. Has the stasis. He holds it. Renekton was able to stasis that fight. Dodges the cask here. Huge damage here. Riven got the reset off. Coming back. Honestly, what?
If I'm Red Side, I want to wait until Varus can get Riftmaker because it's actually such a huge advantage for them and can actually do he can actually do some damage against this Olaf. I mean, Olaf has literally a Guardian Angel. This guy's a massive threat in this game.
He's got the Death Stance.
So we need Riftmaker. We need Riftmaker before this next fight.
I mean, the other thing we need to talk about here is the fact but before that happens, Renekton goes down in 1 second. Akali follows soon after, though. Olaf has to run away. Full HP here from the red team. I mean, Corki wasn't there. Corki wasn't there. They might have caught the Renekton, but they lose too. Elder is spawning in 25 seconds. We get the TP starting to get bought. Gragas has not bought it. He's selling his item. He's looking to get that TP. Akali will be there. Gragas buys it.
I still think this is going to be a hard start for Red Side because, I mean, Olaf, Senna, and Corki has package.
Corki's got the package.
It's going to be pretty hard. Oh, starting looking like in a bad spot. No.
He's deep here. He's got the ult. He's got a safe thing to go to. But his shadow's going to be gone when he gets out. Olaf flashes over. Okay. Oh my gosh. Corki tripping. Package. Huge Corki package. Senna ult comes up too. Lebmont doesn't have ult, so the Varus ult works on him. Massive stacks here for Lebmont. Still doesn't have ult. He has the GA though. Galio gets the Q off, kills him. Orochi doing so much damage to Galio. Comes down, he flashes, he misses. Akali's here now too. R1 comes down. R2 misses. E hits. It's everyone's back and forth, but ultimately Galio is the one that goes down. MTS so low. Lebmont looking to start this.
I mean,
Starting-
Starting's still gonna want to contest this.
Oh, it's Elder Dragon. The
He's
team
gonna
has
get his
to
ultimate
contest it. Akali
Renekton coming
doesn't
in here
have
full
stasis
HP.
though. Sentinel comes out. Gragas body slam comes down. Renekton looking to
Riven
dip
coming
and
from the
dive,
flank.
dashing out. Riven, she goes in, baiting the Olaf. They're not finishing. Elder's half. Starting has the third ult since we started talking.
Riven on the flank
so much
here.
damage. Olaf almost dead. Sandwich looking to get it. He pops the stasis. It doesn't kill. MTS in the shroud. 1 HP. Has his second ultimate. Gume kills him. They're going down. It's a 3 versus 3 on Elder. We've got
This is
no
wild.
sums. We've got 2 stasis here from Senna.
Gume
Overextended from Gume. And his brother takes him down. Starting goes in with his fourth ultimate. Khan is going. He's looking. They aren't able to take
Lemon
Lemon
will
down, but Sandwich is coming back. We've got another 3v3. Corky's coming back. They lost an inhib here. Starting gonna get his reset off. Will have stasis as he gets back, but Olaf won't have the GA that they traded earlier in the fight. Khan is looking to taunt, but the Olaf doesn't have ult. He knocks back in, the root comes off, and Khan goes down with this Elder up. Everyone else is spawning, but Khan once again will be down. He doesn't have his TP. It's off cooldown. Riven is going to TP right into this fight. Has no cooldown on her TP. So much damage. It's at half HP. The TP is committed,
Lemon
but it's in
doesn't
such a
want a coin
bad
flip.
spot. He absolutely does not want a coin flip. Stasis comes down from Senna.
Oh, Zed's
the
out.
Senna ult. Zed is out.
got it?
Got the stasis. I can't tell
Blue side got
yet.
it. Blue side
It
got
looks
it.
like Blue Side did get it, and with the Elder Dragon, it is a... Oh no, the
got
red
it.
team
Got
did!
it. Very
Oh my god!
Oh, Senna's dead. Oh my god, he executed. Akali looking to maybe trade it back? No. Wow, another. Oh my god, the inhib disappeared actually. The Blue side lost an inhib.
Yeah, but they're about to lose their second inhib here. The cast,
Oh my
huge play from
God.
Arvornin. But, I mean, starting's down, but Sandwich and Gume both have Elder. With Old School going down here, they're not going to be able to pick up this Baron, and we are going to get another team fight here. Oh my gosh.
That's got to be the craziest fight ever. Like, dude, Red side is getting away with murder by stealing the Baron, by stealing the Elder. I mean, Lemont must be super mad right now.
I mean, he's still got another game he has to play against Starting, and Starting is showing his jungle prowess. Gets so many steals in just this single game. Wow. All right, we've got this Baron spawning. I think we've probably got about a minute left on Gume and Sandwich's Elder.
Yep. Oh,
A huge Lemont. Will he commit the ult?
actually does no damage.
Oh my god, Lemont's ice cold though. Doesn't use his ult there though. Very short cooldown. I think he could have just
he's
popped
not
it.
even worried. Man,
I mean, he's got the warm ups, right?
Is so it's gonna be a big problem. I mean, you already see Asami trying to like kind of
Slow
push out this lane here. Yeah.
He's got a slow push here on MTS. MTS can't walk into this. I mean, this slow push is so smart from Asami because as soon as he wants to start going for this, his team wants to go for Baron, he can push this in. He can play safe and then head to the Baron. I mean, Akali doesn't have the greatest wave clear. Look, she's got no energy.
Yeah,
Words are cleared for Asami though, so he has to play safe now. He no longer knows if they're in this bush or not. But
Varus is full build. He's gonna be a big problem. Olaf
Zed
running
all comes
ultimate.
out. That's ult for ult here. I mean, they both have super short cooldowns, so it's not the biggest
Elder is
deal.
officially out now, so they do not need to worry about that anymore.
Elder is now out. You're correct.
How many? School has 102 souls right now, Pierce. I mean, this guy must be autoing from so far at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's autoing, but he's versus Zed, so has to play safe almost the entire time. We've got...
Oh, the turrets are burning.
Oh, the turrets are burning. Zed gets melted here. Turrets at 247. These turrets burning means that any team can win
Zed
now.
ulting
Zed
again.
comes out. I mean, it's just going to be up in 10 seconds. Khan has to pop the flash. He's going to go down again. But when he died last time, it just
Versal?
got his team. He gets out with the Kali.
Oh my god.
But the axe comes down, kills him. That's Akali. R2 goes down.
Zed is just such a... Oh.
He's going to get a shadow when he comes out. He should live here. He pops a
my
second
God.
ultimate.
Oh,
Gets another shadow. Keeps going. He lives. He's looking to end the game.
Oh my God.
Akali's 1 HP.
On 1
what
HP.
can Akali do? He goes in.
No way.
He's
Oh my
looking.
God.
He's autoing. He keeps going. It's not enough.
Way.
Lemon
Oh,
and
what the-
Meals gets back. Renekton's looking to push down. Very bold decision here from starting. We've got both objectives coming up for the blue team. Starting has bought TP, so if his team is able to hold off for 30 seconds, they will live.
This is an elder, like 100%. Like, we need to play for this elder. And if I'm red, we buy as much time for starting as possible. Starting already has the TP boots. I think Varus can provide enough poke to maybe keep this going, but Corki has package. Oh my God! I think Asami's
Deep
TP
from
Oh,
Galio.
TP.
Oh, Galio, that was
Wait,
bold.
Asami
from
wants
behind.
inhibs.
Oh, Asami does want the inhibs,
no,
but Gume's going to go
Gume's
down
getting
here.
collapsed on.
They're going to have to win the game here. Sandwich goes down here. Asami, you're not going to be able to get the inhibs here. We're losing all our players. Khan is going down next. That's
God.
that's Khan. That's Gume. Sandwich follows right after. That's going down. They're looking to end. It's an absolute base ace, and Riven does way too much damage to the core. It's 200, and Asami wins the game with the base raise. Holy shit! Sandwich follows right after. That's going down. They're looking to end. It's an absolute base ace, and Riven does way too much damage to the core. It's 200, and Asami wins the game with the base raise. Holy game, Zio. Whoops, that's the replay.
Oh my God! How did they pull that? I mean, the nerves and the confidence to go for the base race. I mean, if you're starting, he was watching his team fall apart. He watched Gume die. He watched Kazuya die, and then we see the TVs to the end. And that was actually only possible because of the damage starting did before he died to the
Oh,
Nexus.
you're right. You're right.
I mean,
Giga
wow.
Chat, 200 IQ.
Oh, I mean, wow. Honestly, starting has really been kind of pushing the limits here with this Fiora and Zed pick. I'm very impressed. That was a baller game. I mean, you thought red side was going to win. Then you thought blue side was going to win. And then you really thought red side was going to win. But then blue side brought it back. I mean, it was just wild. Wow.
I was calling out the last deaths to talk about how the game was over. And then we see the TPs in the top lane. That was out of control, dude.
I mean, honestly, wow. I mean, you steal the Baron, you steal the Elder, you get an inhib, Zed's ulting like 20 million times. I mean, that must have been such a frustrating game for blue side, especially since you were scaling out that game and you had everything going for you. So I think, honestly, if you're blue side, you're pretty upset with that loss. I mean, oh, the fact that red side was able to end the way that they did, the TPs coming out from Asami and Zed and going for that rush. Like, guys, the amount of confidence that it takes to make a call like that is very hard.
God, it's out of control.
Now, the fact that that was their only option. That was the thing. That was their only option, so it made the decision easier. But, I mean, when Asami was in the stasis, I mean, the Nexus still had 200 HP. So, I don't know if the Riven auto really did that much damage because there was two red cannon minions there that maybe helped with that. But, wow, I mean, they must be so hyped in that VC. They must have been screaming themselves because I know just watching that was a crazy game. That was a crazy game.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. We've still got a lot of our players here. I think we should be able to get this finals.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say, voice.
I mean,
I'm already yours.
I thought it was, I mean, what a way. Like, dude, these guys, these players do not play with each other every single day. For them to have that type of synergy to make a base race call is insane. I mean, this is why these are the best players in North America. So being able to see them make these type of decisions and these type of plays and to get away with it is just so fun to see.
All right.
We're gonna take a very brief break while we set up the finals. Gotta do some admin stuff. Zio, I'm so
Alright.
excited for the finals after
Yeah.
these last
It's gonna
3
be
games.
fire.
All right.
See if Jxcki. Honestly, I'm very curious if Jxcki can end flawless. Like that's what I want to
Yes,
see. That is what I
true,
want to
true.
see today.
Yeah.
Is Jxcki ending off flawlessly in this finals?
All right, guys. We'll see you in just a little bit.
I bite my tongue to keep me quiet as they dig a hole in my chest. Every piece of me wants to fight it when they say I get feeling too big.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We had such an exciting game. We need a little break after that one. Zio, are you excited for our finals tonight?
So we could really see the progression and the changes made in each game, and I think starting really benefited from it. I mean, think about it. Lemont absolutely manhandled everyone in the first game, and then starting was like, all right, that is never happening again, and it's just taking it over. That game 3 was super, super fun and intense and cool to witness. I mean, a backdoor, but not only was it a backdoor, but it was a base race because some of the enemy team was still trying to kind of end the game, and they just didn't expect that. So that is pretty interesting. But now we're going to see the top 2 best players in each of their role battle it out here today. And, I mean, I think seeing Jxcki against Gume will also be very, very interesting.
Yeah. So let me give you a little bit of a rundown on the teams. We'll have a graphic in the future. But let me just run down what we've got here. Okay, so on the blue team, we've got Nikki in the top lane, Lebmont in the jungle, Asami in the mid lane. We've got Jxcki and Kansui in the bot lane. On the red team, we've got Hitman. In the Baron, Josh, or I just read his Discord name, starting in the jungle, Meals in the mid lane, and Kume and Arvoyern as the duo lane. What do you think about some of these matchups here?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the first time we're seeing Gume and Arvo play together, and I think Arvo has really been playing extremely well today. Even though he doesn't really play the game too much, but obviously, he's been to Icons, he knows how this game works.
The casks,
so seeing that,
dude.
Yeah, so seeing that combination together will be insane. I think, honestly, Hitman and Nikki, seeing more games coming out of them is really cool to see because I think MTS was just not able to have the impact that he may have wanted in those games. And plus, I mean, the mid lane Meals and Asami matchup, of course, makes a lot of sense to me. Cosmic,
Consistency.
Cosmic tried to whip out a pick that ultimately costed him one of the games, in my opinion. The Annie was not the best, but I think I really want Gume to be Gume here. Like I think that game he did play well. He played extremely well. I think there were some uncharacteristic moments of him though, and if he wants to beat Jxcki and give Jxcki his first loss, he's going to really need to clean up some of his gameplay and secure this W. And I think it's always cool to see Gume and Lemont on opposite teams because they're just both such amazing players.
Yes.
And it's honestly one of the only ways to make it balanced.
Yeah. Just two of the top players, not just in their role, but in North America. So seeing them battle off here in the finals, great storyline here.
Yep.
Should be starting up this match in just a few seconds. One thing I do want to bring up from last game, we didn't get to comment too much on it, but Asami was on the Riven. We kind of talked about maybe some of him playing a bunch of wave clear sort of champions, but he kind of went insane on the Riven that game, and ultimately was his R empowered autos won the game,
Yeah, I think the Riven pick was interesting, and it was not something that they were expecting. I think they were expecting that Riven to maybe go into Starting's hand, and the Zed could have caught them off by surprise there. But I think I want to keep seeing Asami whip out champions that could kind of catch the enemy team off guard with.
Yeah. I absolutely love that. We've got Jxcki now too, so we could see them start to go back to this wave clear, so that way Jxcki can kind of play the side lanes like we saw in that Ezreal game. But the Senna's kind of just been really strong these past few games, so I don't know.
I really want to see another Gragas first pick or it even being banned. I mean, Gragas 100% win rate in these matches. There's a reason for it. The Gragas ultimates just provides too much value. It really kind of disarrays the enemy team. Like they're together and then they're not, and then they're separated and get caught out and die one by one. So I would like to maybe see a Gragas ban coming out of red side, or at least it being first pick.
Yeah.
Varus and Senna both being banned.
Yeah, Varus, Senna. I mean,
Senna showing to be a good pick here.
These are the monster ADCs we've been kind of seeing. I mean, Jxcki just did well on the Ezreal, but I don't know if that's if that was his team playing to his strengths and playing with them, But the Senna and the Varus, they have two just crazy impactful ults, and we've seen it a lot. Gonna get the Fiora banned away here from starting, I believe. And then the Kansui also getting a ban here. Still got the Aatrox and the Gragas on the board. Are we leaving them both up? No, it just means Gragas first pick, right?
Gragas, come on.
Insta Gragas.
Take it.
It's not even a thought. Sandwich was he used to only play Gragas, right? So
yeah. I mean, I just think it's such an obvious pick, but it looks like they're definitely questioning it. Fiora, Zed, Riven, Yone, Gwen, all these champions are still open.
Haven't seen any Yone.
Even Lucian. Lucian's actually, oh my god, the Vex. The classic Vex to put it to Asami.
Good pick though, honestly. But we still got this Gragas up, so
Yeah, I mean, I would take the Gragas. I would honestly go Gragas, maybe even Zed, and potentially you could choose to flex that. But I don't think Meals really plays Zed, so maybe you got to go with well, they want to take Galio, give Contour at least something he can play here, and I guess Camille for Hitman, potentially, which is I think a good pick, very good pick. We should probably see Renekton being picked to match the Camille maybe.
This combo here is disgusting. Camille Gragas is this 1-2 is so scary. It's actually you see Galio or Camille banned most of the time in competitive, basically just to stop this red side 1-2. Because it just opens up so many combos. It makes Sandwich going with the I'm getting off this, but we're in the finals and we got the Urgussi, dude. I'm just not about it.
Me
I mean, especially with such a jumping back to this Galio Camille, you still got things like Ziggs open, for just a super combo. It's such a strong high competitive level picks that you just it's hard to compete. And then we're gonna get who's the support again?
It could be more. Honestly, it could
it's
be
jungle.
Morgana.
It has to be jungle, right?
Jungle,
it
yeah.
Basically
that's what I
has
was thinking.
to. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel I don't know how I feel about this draft. Jxcki's 100% playing an ADC here, but the problem that I'm having is maybe he goes for something I could see a Jhin, a Caitlyn, even Ashe maybe to kind of pair with the Morgana. Yeah,
you die.
Gume's not messing around here.
You literally die in the Camille ult, not even to Camille. you die to the Galio knockup followed by a
The
Ziggs
Ziggs
ult.
ult.
And these first 3 picks, they're sweating, dude. They're in the finals. This is the first finals we've done in the TPJ Invitational, and this red side draft is phenomenal, Zio.
Yeah, very, very good. I think it's time to. Wow,
We're taking out the hyper carries now. Right?
Oh, wait. So is Consui not playing?
Kansui
Or they-
is playing the
oh.
Galio. Kansui's playing the Galio, I believe, right?
Okay, and so because I think Hestia is subbing in, right?
Oh, no, wait. So Kansui's on the left team. He's the Korean letters. And then it's Arvo on the
Okay,
right
okay,
side.
okay.
So Arvo will be on the Galio. And then...
Okay. All right, because I think the Lulu band's interesting because it kind of felt like out of nowhere, but maybe it would have been a problem for them to deal with if they chose to put Jxcki on the Morgana,
Yeah.
maybe.
Let me get another
and they
jungle
still ban
ban, too.
Kha'Zix.
Wait, these are such confused bans. I like the start of the draft was so strong from this red side. But if you're banning the Lulu, it means you think the Morgana's jungle, right?
Yeah.
And then you ban a jungle too. It's very strong start. I mean, they've still got such a good foundation with these first 3 picks that maybe they throw away these bans a little bit. But what are we looking for here? We probably.
I mean, Lee Sin's still up for starting, but there's Lee Sin, there's Ribbon.
Vi is also up though.
Yeah, but I think the Morgana. I don't think Jxcki wants to play Morgana, and I don't think Arvo or Consui kind of wants to.
Morgana.
Neither of them would want to run that.
I was a Morgana 1 trick this summer. I don't know if you played against
Really?
me at all. Yeah, I got rank 1 on Morgana actually. Very strong in the Lee Sin. Very strong in the Lee Sin. Shockingly so. Because because you can black shield his kick, and then also he can never dash into you because you just root very easily. It's not like a counter or anything, but it's like this bot lane here is explosive.
Yeah, I predicted that, John.
Yeah.
I predicted it.
It's something that when you talk to ADC players, I'll follow you after this. Oh, it's not Morgana jungle.
I think they're thinking about it though. I think they're thinking of it. I think putting.
This is an actual counter to Lee Sin.
Wow.
This is an actual counter to Lee Sin, right? So that's what they're gonna pick here. We still have a very strong bot lane here though.
Honestly, I think I'm really liking Red Side's draft. Let's see how they finish it off with the mid lane pick here for Meals. I mean,
could play weak side Singed.
He could go Jace though. I think Jace is a great pick, to be honest.
I think he's weak side because of the Camille's strong side, right? So just low resource, Garen, Singed, Set.
Whoa! Galio mid?
We'll get a little...
Or is it just
I think we're getting a little restart.
Okay, it's a Kali.
It's a Kali. Okay,
Kali
so
mid.
that is going to be a Kali mid. Okay, so we're either going to get a Camille or an Akali mid here. Not something I was super expecting, but as we're booting these up, what do you think about this Akali though? It's huge, actually.
Akali is a pretty huge pick. I mean, you're against a Thresh, Jhin, Vex.
I mean huge in a bad way, to be honest with you.
Oh, I mean, but I don't like the Akali pick either, like you said, because Camille needs to be strong side. We need someone on weak side, and you don't want Akali on weak side.
Yeah.
I think it'll come down to mechanics and the way you kind of execute the Akali in the team fights. We'll have to see. I mean, Mills is quite comfortable on Akali, and I think he is a good Akali player. But I think what I want to see is how this Morgana Jhin works out in this bot lane. I mean, it's a pretty annoying bot lane. I mean, if Morgana lands root, Jhin lands root. If Jhin lands root and then Morgana root, you're just CC forever. And the reason why Jhin is such a great pick, and I predicted Jxcki to go Jhin, is because you have Urgot, which is kind of a carry. You have Vex, which is kind of a carry. So what does your team need? Utility. And the only utility ADCs open after Varus being banned is Varus or Ash. I mean, is Jhin or Ash.
Yeah. Also, another thing that I would like to talk about, that I think a lot of people aren't familiar with, is Jhin is one of the most powerful lane ADCs. It actually shocked me. I was playing with Jxcki a couple weeks ago. We were trio with Mally, and he actually, I'm like, pick your strongest ADC, and he's like, all right, I got you. And he locked in Jin, and Mally and
Sorry,
I.
hi, interruption. Can we restart? We thought it was Braum. We didn't see the Discord thing for runes.
Oh, okay.
Would it be fine?
I can't actually. You guys just have to FF. Oh yeah,
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 we can-
yeah, you
we're-
can have
we're
FF.
allowed to
Yeah,
FF though.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right.
That just scared me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna talk to me about the Jin for a second.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna get a
Okay.
personal talk right here, one on one.
But yeah, Jin is pretty strong. We got the Morgana too, so like pretty got a lot of poke going on here. Gonna jump back to the cams
Yeah,
for a second while we're setting things up.
For sure. I think, it will be interesting to see kind of the bot lane, like you were talking about. Jin is a very powerful laner. Not even because like his trades are really good, but because of the way he can manage and manipulate the minions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, after the lane phase, just like you
I
said,
do think
utility.
though, I don't see how I really want to see how Jxcki outperforms the Ziggs, because the Ziggs is going to be strong early game, is going to be strong mid game, is going to be strong late game, and it's just I really want to see how much value that they could really juice out of this Jin with this composition, and I want to see Sandwich when he gets a lead really like excel with it, because when I see him get a lead, it just like it feels like it doesn't even matter.
A big thing we saw this in our very last match of the last pro of week 1. It's macro. Sandwich has the mechanics. He can get to the right place. Like he can fight correctly in a team fight generally. The casts were pretty dangerous for him last game. Though.
Yeah.
But it's the macro. We need to see him getting these leads and transferring them to the rest of the map. Getting ahead on
100%.
Urgot's fine, but like he got out rotated by the Garen in that third game of last week, and it didn't matter that he was up so much gold because Garen just cleared the wave and left. That being said, we've got our finals on our hands.
Very exciting.
Taking a look at these drafts, who do you think takes this final match?
Honestly, I gotta give it to Red Side. I mean, it just
Side?
makes sense.
Yeah.
The picks are so good. Now that doesn't mean Blue can't win. I just think that their picks are a little bit more flashy, so they better make them work.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a lane cheese here. Morgana comes out. We'll have the binding here. The flash forward here. The binding comes out.
and the
Camille
binding.
still has flash, but the ignite's ticking down. Legs come
my
in.
God. Oh my
She's
God.
able to barrier. They live here. Jin, not too much happening on. He's just gonna push in here. Camille not even gonna lose minions. Reset though is huge here. We talked about tempo in the last game. Sandwich getting the reset here means Hitman will lose several minions looking to do this hard push. This is going to be a freeze. The rest of his lane is going to be super hard.
Camille knows no summoner spells, and for a fact that Lemont will abuse the fact that Camille doesn't have that. But Camille's still a pretty hard champion to gank. Urgot even started, that CC ability, and also just a perfect binding as well. It was interesting to see. Now a little bit of a skirmish in the mid lane.
Yeah, a little bit of skirmish here. Vex getting poked down from the Akali. Oh, the binding misses.
What was that?
A lot of stuff happening here in the mid lane. I
Oh
lost
my
my
God.
words. E misses from the Akali. Flash in from our Vorin forces the Vex flash back out. Starting
Someone's
was
gotta
on
die.
the side here. I mean, Xin Zhao's
Oh
coming
my
in. The
God.
Shroud is looking. Morgana does get the kill off with the auto, but Xin Zhao's here. Starting might have gotten that kill, but he's gonna trade his life in a 1-for-2.
That's a GG. That is it. Almost honestly, that kind of feels like a GG. I mean, that was so mechanically misplayed. I feel like that it was just unbelievable. Honestly, it's actually I'm very surprised that Arvo actually got caught out like that there, because you don't see him making those type of mistakes, and I mean, he died so fast that it just became a 3v2 instantly.
So fast, yeah. I mean, even the start of that play there, we're not going to replay them, but that was, Not something we'd like to see in the finals. A little bit of warm up
Right.
though. Lane gank coming here in the
Ooh, a
top.
little
Oh, he
bit of a
did
gank.
see. Oh, he didn't
Oh.
see. Okay, the knockback
And that's
works.
GG.
The hook shot
Wow.
doesn't get him there. And Lebmont absolutely taking over this game on the Zinzao. The Lee Sin falling behind. And that's not something
Dude,
you
look
can
how
do on
fast
Lee
the
Sin.
plates go too, bro.
Yeah.
It's just insane. I mean, like I said, Lemont was gonna exploit the fact that Hitman lost his spell. So it did not hurt Hitman in the moment, but it
Comes
definitely hurt
back.
him minutes later. Yeah.
Yep.
I think
Hitman's down
you know-
almost 1,000 gold, dude. That is
yeah.
huge. But we talked about it. The Gussie can do stuff, early, but we gotta see him transfer these leads here. We've got 1,000 gold.
Yep.
Another thing to think about though is Lebmont has 2 kills, but he's even.
Yeah,
with starting.
with starting. I was surprised as well. I mean, I think it's also because starting does have that 1 kill, and I think also it could be off of getting gold when he's walking near waves too. I do think it's quite interesting to just see this that Jin is building Bloodthirster first. Now it's actually
is very
not a
interesting.
bad idea because of Ziggs's poke. It gives you that sustain in lane.
Okay,
But
all right.
it's definitely not traditional for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I would expect that Storm Razor for sure.
I have another little lane gank here coming from Lebmont. Does have vision though, and no wave too, so that will be
He's going for the
scuttle
scuttle.
secured. This will be up for the start of this next objective here.
Both junglers here, maybe. Okay, nice. Jin resets. Get that Bloodthirster. Now it'll
There's
be.
the
I mean,
Bloodthirster.
Jin is gonna stay like. It'll be interesting to see whether Lemont plays Urgot strong side or Jin strong side. It'll probably be Urgot
Yeah,
strong
Urgot
side,
strong
and you
side.
can see that Lemont wants Rift Herald because he's going on
So
blue
much
side.
damage. The ult he's forces
Wow, he
the
was.
flash for flash here. Urgot ult came out, wasn't able to get that execute off. And Lebmont with this strong side top is definitely looking to get this Rift Herald. Lee Sin posturing on the opposite side of the map. They're gonna burst this dragon down. But Lebmont's walking down.
Lemont wants to contest.
Urgot got
Oh.
the first thing off.
They're trying to go on Jin.
Weird flash from starting. Uses
Oh,
the
starter's
dragon kick. Lebmont gonna take him down. Wait, the Galliard comes out. We're all overextended here. This is a 4v2. This is a 5v2. Arvoinen
my
comes
God.
down next. It's disaster for the red team. It's 5-1. First dragon going down, and Rift Herald should follow soon afterwards. Do you reset
Insane.
here as blue or?
I mean, right now, Lemont's gonna reset with this with this dragon. He's gonna shop up, and the team's gonna kind of posture around this Rift Herald. Now, I think Red side might have a better time contesting this because they have Camille ult, they have Ziggs ult, and they still kind of got a Kali. Kali's resetting to come, maybe potentially. So, we could maybe see a fight here.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna do a little bit of farming here. Something to be aware of on these on these like late second objective or heralds is the herald loses so much value after 6:45 because you're not able. But Lebmont goes in on Gume.
my
He's just
God.
Ziggs. He's just a poor Ziggs.
Vex
Oh, but he gets
missed
taunted.
again.
It goes down. 4-man fear from this Vex. That's a fear. That's a kill from Urgot. That's 4 for 1. Doesn't matter that Lebmont's dead. Blue team secures the Herald with 4 kills. And this game is running away from the red team with Lebmont leading that charge.
Wow. That was, not even, it was actually not even close. It was actually, it was surprising to see that Gume got caught out. And this is the guy that positioned so well. And so he's so consistent with it. And he got caught out by his own brother. So that kind of started that fight. Vex missed the ult, but still provided value with that big fear. And it was also really cool to see Urgot getting that execute with his ultimate.
I mean, 2 fears. Like, how do you even match this? They're looking to get this other thing. Got 3 people committed here. They will get a tower as a consolation prize off of a little bit of a tempo play
looking
here.
bot.
But we're down 5,000 gold, 4,500 gold here. What's Akali going to do against this strong side Urgot? Jxcki goes back in.
Ooh.
You takes the E2. The legs, so much
Oh, he's
damage,
an
but
execute.
Lebmont's right
Yep.
below.
Oh my god.
Doesn't even get the assist onto Lebmont. That's a solo bolo from Sandwich. Doing
Zigzal.
work with this. And Arvoyan, what are we doing?
Oh
We're
my
going in.
God.
Starting gets knocked away. I'm not understanding that mechanic right there. Has to
Vexel
flash out. The
lands.
Vexalt is here. Galio comes
Oh
down,
my
gets the
God.
little bit of shield that Starting needs to live. Camille is just pushing in this top side. Zin jumps over the wall. Arvoyan barely lives, but this will be the blue buff. Over to Xin Zhao. Starting, bleeding. I don't know what he can do here. We're playing Lee Sin. We're down gold. We're in a
Yeah.
counter matchup. Forced into the, what's this? Serpents. It's just not looking good for Starting. Absolutely terrorized with some of his pseudo off-meta jungles. And he's back on the Lee Sin, and it's just not doing it.
Yeah, so it looks like the more traditional pick is just too easy for Lebmont to work against.
Yeah.
And I think like it just goes back. You kind of coin flip the game at that mid
that
lane.
mid fight, it just goes back.
And now, I mean, also when Lee Sin and Akali were trying to dive Jin bot lane when there was no wave, it just didn't make any sense. And I think they're really paying for it right now.
You've got three man top here for the red team. They're looking to defend this dive. Lebmont wants to go in on this 1000 HP tower. It's very low. Pretty decent wave clear.
Ooh,
Arvoyan
they're going
goes in though. You can't go in onto a Xin Zhao and Urgot.
And
he
that's
loses
oh
life
my
almost
God.
instantly. Urgot looks to flash in to get the fear off. Doesn't quite get it. The Vexal still comes in. Hextech ultimatum comes down. Starting barely lives, but dies to the Ludens onto Gume.
Oh my God.
Vex ult misses, but 3 people are already dead. Not the in onto a Xin Zhao and Urgot, and he loses life almost instantly. Urgot looks to flash in to get the fear off, doesn't quite get it. The Vexal still comes in. Hextech
He goes in.
He gets the kill. Barely lives. Try to the Ludens onto Sandwich is still here. Crowd is still there. They're able. Misses,
Let's
but
take a quick look
3
at that.
people are
That
already
would have been
dead.
a huge shutdown.
Not the in onto a Xin Zhao and Urgot, and he loses
oh,
life
trying to
almost
defend it.
instantly.
Flashes
Urgot
forward.
looks to
Maybe
flash
try
in to
look
get
for
the
more
fear off,
with
doesn't
ultimate,
quite
but
get it. The
here
Vexal
goes
still comes in.
down.
Hextech
He
goes in. He gets the kill. Barely lives. Try to pass the Ludens onto Sandwich is still here. Crowd is still there. They're able. Misses
and kill Lebmont
until Lebmont instead. Yeah. I mean, massive play here from Meals, showing those Akali mechanics after a little bit of a sussy level 3. Glad to see
for
that
sure.
here from Meals. Both
Okay,
objectives
so-
are up here. Are we contesting? Or are we giving? What are we trying to do?
Probably, I mean, you're gonna contest this first one. Zig's already with good poke. Zin's out engaging. because of
Jinal
the black
comes
shield.
out. Stasis here from the Galio will buy a little bit of time. Flash comes
Galio's
out.
gone.
He's still living. Lebmont. The
Vexal
fear comes
lands.
off. The Vexal Gume flashes away, starting so low. Meals was not there at the start of the fight. R1 goes in, able to get it with the Q. Will be able to R2 out if Jxcki just kills him from 50%. Camille in the meantime is just pushing. We're still pushing. We're getting a tier 2 for a dragon. My voice cracks there because I'm incredulous. Gume dueling with Asami here. Gonna get out, but that's a dragon going over here. And
Yeah.
what can the red team do here? I'm
Yeah.
questioning why Hitman is pushing on this double objective spawn here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have literally, I mean, they're just in such a bad spot that I think it's just the game is kind of actually just over. But Sandwich with the 0% win rate Urgot, it is always possible that there's some way he does lose this game anyways with this type of lead. So, I mean, I think we need to see Starting kind of pull out these smites for these future objectives in this match, because that's the only way I think he can come back. Oh, huge fight top.
Huge fight. We got the Galio ult. It doesn't gauge. Zigzal comes down. Meals gets hit by the Vex ult. So much damage. 2 people dead. Lebon is down though. The stasis comes out. Will they live? Sandwich taking so much damage. The Ziggs poke is a lot. Orochi misses his Vex ult. Morgana coming here. Starting has gotten full HP now. Looking to go on to
Jin's
Jxcki.
dead.
The kick comes down. Takes the tower, but this is a 3 for 2. This is 3 for 3 even. That's something we
Not
take
bad,
on the red
and
team.
Botwave's also pushing.
Botwave is pushing this. Probably won't quite take the tower, but this is the things they need. We're still down 8,000 gold, but trades at this sort of gold is all you can get. bit of an overextension here from Lebmont, and Starting's team kind of taking over, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, right there, a little bit of a throw. I mean, still a major gold lead and objective lead for blue side. But what's quite interesting is kind of checking back in with this Jin build. Look at the enchantment. Look at the third item, Black Cleaver.
The Black Cleaver, yeah.
And, you know, deciding not to go with a QSS or Stasis against the Camille ult could be very interesting. Could bite him later, but he's mainly using it if Camille or Lee Sin are on him. He could just kind of bounce them off of him. But the Black Cleaver is very interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Jxcki special. I think he kind of builds it on just about everyone. Vexalt goes out, just fishing. Doing a little fishing with our Vexalt, misses. It's fine. No objectives up. If he lands it, maybe it's a kill. If he doesn't, yeah, we're fine.
Now, you know, luckily for red side, Ziggs is not too far behind and can still be a powerhouse. And you also still got a really good composition, right? You got the Galio, you got the Camille, you got the Ziggs ult. So, big catch out bot onto Jxcki. He's going to the enemy nexus.
Flash is committed from the Akali in this. I mean, Jxcki's going to get this farm off. Oh, doesn't quite kill the wave.
That's huge.
Kill him fast enough that they're not going to be able to prep this for the Baron. The root comes out on the Morgana onto the Camille. Is able to hookshot right out. Xin Zhao looking to engage, but they're not going to get much. I mean, this is how they claw their way back. Only down 7,000 gold now. Almost 10K just 2 minutes earlier, right? So this is what we need here.
I mean, some lifelines are coming out here in this game. I mean, I think Jxcki his last 2 deaths were pretty sloppy. And he knows that. Oh,
we're gonna get an engage here. Massive Ziggs ult. He's got the stasis off. Lee Sin has the GA, will live.
Vex
Camille kills the Vex. Morgana's very low too. Starting goes down. Lebmont flashes back in. Huge knockup here from the Galio. The taunt. The Urgot flashed into it. They're gonna take down all 4 with just Starting going down.
No way.
This is what they needed. I mean, Jxcki does have decent wave clear here. Uses first trap here. I'm pretty sure there's at least an inhib. We have ult up very soon, but it's just going to be blocked by this Galio. They can't do much here. He goes in. Jxcki has to back out. Galio comes down.
Galio.
I mean, this.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Galio might be dead off that. Oh, the Ziggs bounce.
The Ziggs. Gume.
Okay, but that was a big fight here.
We're nearly even. We're nearly even, Zio.
God, that was just a big throw. I mean, I was literally talking about it earlier. I mean, I was thinking that I feel like Sandwich will still find a way to lose this game, even with this lead, with the Urgot. What was so crazy there was the Galio hard engage. Then we saw the combo of the Galio ult, you know, the Camille ulti, the Ziggs ult. The Ziggs ult did so much damage that Starting was able to kill Vex extremely quickly, and then Akali just finished up the kills because Lebmont tried to flash forward to kill his brother, but it backfired and Akali cleaned up. So I think red side is still in this.
Yeah, red side is still, they're absolutely in this now. It was 10,000 gold 4 minutes ago. We're only looking at a 3,000 gold lead here. It is 2 dragons, so we're approaching this 3 dragon win condition we've started to talk about in some of these previous games. Starting
huge engage. Oh, okay.
Camille is able to hook shot out.
This dragon's very important.
Starting's been popping off with these smites lately. Urgot, the Gussie. I mean, he can't do what he can in the early game. His damage starting to fall off. Those legs don't do the damage they need to. This Ziggs is almost the richest player in the game, second only to the Jhin.
Ziggs with the poke right now, too.
The longer this fight goes out, the better the Ziggs does. These Ludens, the Q, his ultimate, ultimately his ultimate. Okay. Xin Zhao's going to go in, gets the poke off. Starting does not have his GA.
Does major damage, and Vexalt misses.
Vexalt misses as well.
Oh my god, this is disastrous for blue side. And they're all pinched into the river. Look at the Akali flank.
What do you do here?
Oh my god, Galio's kind of inting.
Galio does int. He gets the stasis off. He will live. He might be able to get a reset off here. They kill him with the ignite on the backside. Uh-oh. I think I just lost my battery.
Oh my god. Well, right now, guys, you can't see it, but red side has to kind of walk out and back up here because of how much damage that blue side was able to deal. Galio kind of overextended and kind of got caught out there. which was not quite optimal.
Not quite.
Yeah, so right now, both teams are kind of just starting to walk back to this dragon. There's no fighting yet, but there will be quite soon. No team has started the dragon yet. They're kind of just walking around. Jin uses ult. Oh my god, Lee Sin gets a kill onto Morgana just for free right here. Hopefully we are able to get the screen back for you guys, because there's a little bit of a fight going on. Lee Sin stasises to save his guardian angel. Galio coming out with an ultimate here, and Urgot gonna... Oh my god, Urgot lives. Oh my god, guys. It actually might look like Red Side might get this first dragon. Okay, we are pulling up starting stream, so we will be able to see it from his point of view.
Phone's coming online.
Which is glad. Okay, Pierce. Red Side was able to get the Mountain Dragon, which is huge because now
Huge.
there's
That
not
3
a
dragons
free-
off.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's off the table again.
We're on the same page. I mean, that's massive here from
Oh
the
my
Lee
God,
Sin.
another catch,
We're so
too.
far behind. Catch comes out here. We do, fortunately, almost have our stuff back. Let's jump. Oh, there's going to be an unfortunate thing, by the way. With
Yeah, you're gonna have to zoom it forward, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all right. Nothing's going on right now at this moment. It's only bearing up, so teams are not going to really be doing anything right now. As we can see, kind of on the map right now, teams are just farming the waves right now. But I think we got a very good game on our hands. I mean, it was looking done for Red. I mean, they were
10,000
down
gold
2
leaders.
dragons, 10k gold. It was over, but just two major team fights going their way was so huge. Oh my god, Ziggs just tried to ult the blue buff to get it. But Elder is spawning
Okay, we
in
got 30
about
seconds.
25 seconds.
Okay,
yeah.
25 seconds. I mean, this is the team fight of team fights, right? Whoever gets this, I mean, last game might have been a little bit different, but whoever gets this Elder Dragon basically wins the game, and it's over. How do you
It's
think
up in 4 seconds. I mean, I think we're going to see the same thing. Galio going for the engage with the Ziggs ult, with the Camille ult. Oh my god, Lee Sin kind of gets caught out. Hopefully... Oh my god, this fight's going to go on here. Xin Zhao is very hungry right now, trying to find someone to catch out here. A little bit in a stalemate again, but with Red Side a lot lower.
Yeah, I mean...
And as you see, starting still trying to look for something here.
He has the stasis here.
Lemon had to
GA.
reset and catch top. Look at that wave. Look at that blue wave going
Absolutely
to the
massive wave. I mean, Lemon...
It forces
this
a
is a
fight,
4v5.
actually.
Lemon
Vex
not
goes
there. Huge Ziggs ult takes out the Vex. Urgot does execute Galio, but we'll take a Galio for a Vex every day of the week for the red team. This screen.
Wow, pretty wild.
Okay, so
Lee
starting
pushing bot. Oh, Ziggs has the burn flash. Oh my god, Lemon is so greedy for his brother right now. This might be a big throw coming out from blue side. Ziggs is able to be safe right now. Oh
gets
my
the stasis
god.
off. They live through this. Urgot's
Xin Zhao's
going
still
down.
alive.
Xin Zhao very low. Will he
Oh my
get
god,
taken out?
Jackie's
No.
putting in so much work. He takes out 2 GAs.
2 GAs down. Can they even get out of here? The hook shot. It's
Oh.
not enough. Ziggs ult, so much damage though. Will take out the Xin. This is a 3 for 2.
I think we're going to see an Elder play here. I mean, one jungler is alive, and look at the wave state of blue side. It's horrible. They have 2 red waves just pushing into their side inhibs, which makes it very hard for them to play this out. Luckily, they are able to catch him back. Oh my god, honestly, they might lose this top inhib. Morgana needs to look for it.
Lemon's still down for 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is just going to be Elder.
I mean,
I don't think there's an answer to it. Vex is looking.
He should have his TP bot, but I don't know if he'll get the time to do it. They're just rushing this down. Camille looking to zone here.
Jin
Urgot
opens up ult.
has spawned. They're going to just block this. It goes down. Ziggs, Lee Sin dealing so much damage. Hitman almost goes down to this Jin ult. It is doing crazy damage with how fed this Jin is. Able to survive through that. And this is an Elder buff on Akali was spawned by that point too, right? So this is
Akali has it. Akali has it. So
all 5
the
members.
Ziggs ultimate might actually just.
But
kill
he's greedy.
Someone, like,
He's
literally.
greedy. Lee Sin getting caught out in the blue side. He takes the blue. Will live. I mean, that's just positive for him. Xin Zhao all down.
Yeah.
Camille does the Camille have
Wow.
a hole breaker?
Yeah, and I think right here we're seeing kind of the value that Ziggs is full build here, Pierce. I mean, with the Elder, I mean the ultimate could literally just kill Vex or Morgana, like as it lands,
literally.
which could be really really bad for them. Also, you got this Camille, no one can match now. Vex misses ult in mid lane, which may cause some type of altercation. Starting getting caught out here.
Does Stasis his kick was black shielded, by the way. That's the reason why Xin Zhao was able to stay on him. Huge play from Kansui here.
Hitman might
In the
actually
top
kill
side,
Urgot.
though, I mean, this is an Elder Dragon Camille. What can you really do? Inhib going down.
Ziggs.
Baron will get traded for this Inhib. So, would like to see Camille maybe push for the end here. I
Blue
mean,
side's
we got
trying to
two
do
back.
this Baron right now. It's at less than 4,000 HP right now. They're doing it over the wall. Jin and Xin Zhao are slowly clearing it. Red side will not contest, so that's major for blue side. They just walk away with Baron, and I think Starting just got a little bit too ahead of himself there and got greedy, got caught, lost Baron.
Yeah, selling out his GA here.
Oh, a little bit of a fight going on actually. Gallion might fall here.
Overextended here. Does he have the stasis? He doesn't have the stasis. Akali looking to go in, but this is GA on Lebmont. Even if you kill him, it's not
Akali trying
enough.
to execute.
Got the he had the Elder, kills the Jin. I mean, but there's 3 players down here. Ziggs is good at defense, but is he good enough to defend against a Baron
Yeah, it's gonna
out
be tough.
minion wave? Top wave is being pushed by Urgot.
Ooh,
They're
big
getting the
hit.
wave clear down. Lives another day. Starting will
Yeah,
get his
this is
HP
tough.
back up. I mean, two.
They're gonna lose everything here.
Absolutely everything.
Maybe even the game. I mean, we got 15 seconds on Camille. Xin Zhao uses ult, no wave, which does buy some more time. Ziggs is about to get his ultimate back up, but Vex lands the ult, which causes Ziggs to stasis. Starting doesn't know what to do, and
Trying
it's
to
gonna
aggro the minions.
Yeah, GG.
Pops the gargoyles. GA pops soon after, and that will be GG for the blue
Wow,
team.
the first Urgot win that we have seen all together here. Wow, I'm actually very happy for Sandwich catching that W with the Urgot. I mean, dude, they were so close to winning that game. Like starting the comeback that they were able to find in this game, it was so close, and it fell away from them.
Absolutely great game again. I mean,
Wow.
I mean, if we were able to take a look at that gold graph, down
Yeah, I mean,
10,000 gold.
Yeah,
Looked like a roller
They were
coaster.
up. Yeah, they were up over 8K gold, and they were able to turn it
2
around
dragons.
around to 14. Yeah, they were up 2 dragons, a Rift Herald. They were up 8K gold, and then it just swung in just one team fight. So that's the one thing about Wild Rift is, even though you're super ahead, if you just throw one time, the game could be
Just
completely
one
different.
time. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a great game to start the finals because we thought it was just going to be a wipeout, and it was like, oh, okay, well, this game's going to be over in 15 minutes. But it ended up being a 24-minute game. A 24-minute game. That is pretty wild.
Yeah, I think we're going to probably invite Jxcki in here for a winner's interview. What do you before we bring Jxcki in though? Who
Yeah.
do you think is your MVP of this series? Of today.
Of today, I mean, I got to give it to... I mean, for me, it's either Lebmont or Jxcki.
Mm-hmm.
Jxcki, he played so well in all the games. He hasn't lost one once, which
Hasn't lost.
definitely means something. But also, Lebmont just so good at getting these leads.
Yeah.
But in the losses that he had, he just was not. Lebmont was struggling on closing out these games. So I think I might just gotta give it to Jxcki on just being the MVP, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's like think about the champions he's played here too. He's played a support. He's played Senna. He played Ezreal in the hyper carry.
Yep.
He played utility in Jin.
Yep.
I mean, just showing basically all 3 sides of actual ADC play. Didn't even have to, lower his standards and go to the APC. Stayed on the ADCs the whole time, and I think we're going to be naming Mr. Jxcki as our week 2 MVP.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely well deserved. He whipped out a bunch of different tech in these games. Very executed it extremely flawlessly here. I mean, just in that Jin game, he got caught a couple of times, but it's all good. Also kind of bringing out an interesting Jin build too, which is funny. But
the Thirster. We'll have to talk to him about that in one second.
The Bloodthirster was interesting. The Black Cleaver.
The whole thing. You're right. You're absolutely right. Let's see if we can get him into here. But Jxcki, congratulations, our week 2 MVP. Let's see if we can drag him on into the call. All right. Yo. Congratulations. You are our week 2 MVP, Jxcki. How does that feel?
Shit, you know how it be. I am the ultimate 6000 LP ADC rank 1 commit. Jxcki gang.
Jxcki gang. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was you had a really great performance. Kind of let us know, like, in the draft, why you felt like Jin was the pick for you to finish out that game, because there's a lot on the line for that game. It's the finals, you're going flawless, and you're putting it on the line with Jin. So kind of walk us on the thought process behind the pick and build.
Well, I'm pretty experienced at drafting, so all I have to figure out is what do I want to ban on the enemy team. Honestly, they didn't have many threats on. They didn't have many like prio threats that I needed to ban, so I just only remember banning like 2 champions, and I was chilling. I'd save Letmon for later pick. I don't know. I feel like if you have the better jungler, you should give him counter pick. Not counter pick necessarily for 1v1 in the jungle, but counter pick overall. Just pick a jungler that works well into their team comp. And I don't know what made Letmon 1 play Zinzao, but just get if the man wants a champion, you give it to him. Same with Nikki. I just asked Nikki, like, what do you want here? And he's like, Urgot. In my head, you know what? I think Urgot's not good here, but I know how to use Sandwich better than everybody else in this tournament, so. And the best way to use him is just let him play what he wants to play instead of trying to force him to play something uncomfortable. So I gave him the Urgot. The man dropped 9 kills. He popped off.
Yeah, it was the first Urgot win.
And yeah, I don't know. I like Jin these days. If you guys want to copy my build, you can. It's a really good build, and I think Jin is on it. It sounds counterintuitive, but Jin is unironically one of the best ADCs you can play into like tanky bruiser comps. You have so much self-peel. You have an insane amount of self-peel. You don't have mobility, but like if they go on you and get Black Cleaver, trust me, get Black Cleaver 3rd or 4th item on Jin, you won't die. If your team peels you, you won't die.
Okay, so run us through the build. Because you have you got the Black Cleaver 3rd, but then you also got Bloodthirster.
I got Bloodthirster first. The usual build is Yumu's into IE into Rapid Fire, then Black Cleaver. And that's like the best damage build, but I have to go. I felt like it was my first time trying this version where I go Bloodthirster first because I'm against Ziggs. I need to be staying on the map as long as I can, and because I have so much base AD, every auto heals me actually up to 200 HP each time, and I wanted to pick Thresh into their comp, to be honest, because I know Arva's gonna play Galio. It's just like most comfortable support, and Thresh is like a good soft counter, good into Galio, but then they picked Camille Galio, and that's a smart move, but when you pick Camille Galio, you show that you're wanting to play an engage comp, so I just decided, I asked Kanji, do you play Morgana? He's like, yeah, but I'm not comfortable, but fuck it, like, Morgana is, the cursing, Morgana is, like, one of the best peeling supports and, like, disengage supports to help the comp out, and it really excelled in, just outplaying Galio around the map and in the team fights being more useful.
Yeah, so, another question is, you guys were up, 8k gold, 2 objectives, 2 dragons, and you guys ended up losing a fight near mid and then ended up losing the Elder Dragon. Kind of talk about what you guys were thinking after that all happened to really come back and, secure the win.
Our champs scale a tiny bit better than theirs, and we could feel it, and we're all getting really tanky as well. So even if they get Elder, I think Ziggs is the only champion that can really make use of it to the full extent, just poking with the elder damage. Lee Sin and Camille, they want to think twice about engaging like when it's really late game, so all we have to do is space them out. They don't want to engage into a Morgana, and we were just chilling. We just knew that we had to push waves and we could still win the fight.
Right.
So the Jhin, awesome pick. I like the explanations for it and the build. You played I right before we brought you in, I talked about how you played 3 different types of like ADCs. You played the utility in the third one. You played Ezreal, the hyper carry, in the first one, and then the second one you played like the support Senna. Really impressive like skill expression here. Do you have a favorite of the 3?
I hate playing Senna. I just felt like I had to play it that game because
Yeah.
Arvo wanted to play Senna Nasus, and it's honestly it was really good there.
Oh,
I
it was
hate
so good. It was so good. It
playing
was
Senna because DNZO knows if you play Senna and the enemy's playing like a normal ADC, they're just gonna naturally have a lot more gold than you.
Yeah.
So that's like the itch that us ADC players get.
You had the same gold though. I'm pretty sure most of that game, by the way.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Yeah.
value from the sickle that game
Yeah.
because there was a lot of fighting going on.
Right
Oh,
now,
actually,
between Jhin,
yeah. Say what you were gonna say.
right now between Jhin and Ezreal, I like playing Jhin more. He's just really fun, and I feel like I'm like the best Jhin in the region that can pilot him right now. So
Yeah. Your Jhin was phenomenal. But one other question that goes back to game 1 actually is when you were playing Ezreal Rakan against Old School and Hestia's Varus Karma, they decide to do a lane swap.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was your kind of reaction to that like type of cheese that they decided to go with?
3 words:
Yeah.
PayPal, Venmo, Zelle. That's all I have to say.
That's a good answer.
I do want to talk about my rune choice. I don't know if anyone noticed that I went Fleet Footwork on Ezreal.
I did not
I
notice
did
that
not
actually.
notice that.
It's something that I accidentally fell upon in ranked, like literally 2 days ago. Where
You're like
I just
sustain
thought,
or
yeah, I was just playing ranked and I'm against a poke lane, and I mean I'm not ever gonna proc Kraken because then I would be in range and then they just out trade me.
Right.
Conquer is still good, it's standard, but I was thinking, what if I just go Fleet and just play to get out of lane because Ezreal outskills a lot of these poke ADCs anyways.
Yeah.
So that game, I don't know why they
Okay.
lane swap, but I was prepared for it. I
Right.
went Fleet Footwork and Second Wind, and that's just really helpful for me staying high HP in lane so that I don't get dove.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, pretty win trade lane swap for sure though.
Yeah,
So
that was
I agree
so
with
weird.
the PayPal.
I was a little
Comment.
shocked you guys matched it.
Oh yeah. You know what? Because it's so early, and I just get to hard shove wave 1. My top laner managed to like catch half the wave anyways. I just called for it. I think you should just if you don't have a lane that can really just dive the lane swap, then you should just match it. And then at that point, like Old School Hestia, they recalled after like several waves, and MTS also recalled. And I thought I was cooking. I thought I was really smart for. I was like, let Hitman recall. Let's lane swap again because they're gonna want to swap. But they didn't end up doing that, and you know it still doesn't matter because what's important is that even though I lost maybe like 100 gold in total from like having to like do that match their awkward lane swap, I neutralized the first 3 to 4 minutes of their game plan of trying to take top plates.
Wait, you
Right.
gained gold. You were positive on that because only Hitman lost because you got a full wave
Yep.
and then got back and only missed 3 minions. So you were actually
And-
gold positive on that trade because
And
they
I don't
didn't
think
hard
that they
push.
know that
Yeah.
Renekton is like one of the only top laners besides maybe like Garen where you can like really put it behind like 2,000 to 3,000 gold. It'll still do its full job. Like that champion is really good.
Oh.
Yeah, and I mean, that first game, honestly, I thought that the laning phase would have been a struggle. So I wish I could have seen that Fleet Footwork more in action if they actually like laned against each other. But you did a great job there, and honestly, you've been very consistent. You played really good. You whipped out a bunch of different things. Even like your first week, you played Ziggs and you played the other champions you did need to. So you did a great job overall, and congrats on all your wins today.
Yeah,
Thank
flawless victory, dude. Congratulations, dude.
Stream soon, chat. Stream soon.
All right. All right, Zio. I think we had a pretty solid day here. Actually,
Yep.
incredible day. It went on a little longer than we were expecting, but I mean, the caliber of game here. We How many did we see? 3, 4, 5 elders this
Oh yeah, I
today?
mean we saw a bunch of elders. The game, like even though like you some of the games were like, oh, it's over, but then it's not. And then
It's
we had the
not.
base race. We finally had our first finals, and we were able to see these top tier players really go at it and show their skill level to everyone. And I think it
Yeah.
was really awesome, and there's a lot to learn from, especially to the viewers that are watching and wanting to improve their own gameplay. There's a lot of things to take away from these matches.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that this blew my expectations. Honestly,
Yeah.
today was phenomenal. So
It was
glad we
great.
can get it for the players too.
Mhm.
Because the high quality gameplay like this, it doesn't happen too much in North America. So we're
Right.
excited to bring these. We're gonna be. This is a weekly thing, hopefully.
Mhm.
Have the semi-pro. You can do hashtag semi-pro in chat if you want to maybe join. Next week is the last week we're doing open invites, and then yeah, we'll see you next Friday with the pro scene.
100%.
Where can we find you, Zio?
Well, guys, you guys can find me on YouTube at DNZio. You can also find me at Twitter at DarkestZio. Thank you so much, Pierce, for having me. It was an absolute blast to cast these games with you. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, dude. All right, take care, guys. See you later. I don't have an end screen, so we're just
Oh,
going.
well, I guess we're just. All right. Peace out, guys.